right, you ready, man? You ready to kick this off?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, let's do it. Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name is Colinies, and welcome back to episode number 2 of The Player's Perspective. Today, I am very honored and excited to have on the one, the only, CLG GSM, Void. Hello, Void.
What's up?
What's up? Yeah, man. I thank you for coming on the podcast, dude. Thank you for taking time out. I know that you're going through a stream machine phase as you normally do. You know, it's like an on and off phase, but when it's on, it goes crazy. I trust me, I know. So I appreciate you taking the time out, man. And I'm really excited to have you. You know that I've been, a really, really big fan of you for a very long time. And I think a lot of people in your chat can probably relate to that. So chat, just imagine that I'm you. This is the POV of the Void fanboy getting to ask this man all his deepest, darkest secrets that he's gonna unwillingly expose on camera today. So yeah. What he doesn't know is this is actually an interrogation and a psychological analyzing podcast. So.
Except I'm the bad cop.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually me. He's going to tell me to work harder and have a better mentality and figure it out. Stream more. Come on. All right, man. So this is something I know you've covered a lot, but one thing that I've learned recently is that we gotta make sure not to underestimate the amount of new people in the scene in Ultimate. It blows my mind, actually, like how many people don't really know much about Smash 4 history or anything like that. So let's talk a little bit about the Void origin story. And I know there's a lot to it, obviously, and it's not really, it can't really be super condensed easily. But first off, I would just kind of like to know, like, obviously, where are you from? What was it like growing up, and what got you into gaming,
I'm from Hawaii. Growing up, I was a kid with a lot of parent problems. I had a lot of family problems. But growing up in Hawaii, like, the culture is just amazing. So met a lot of nice people, grew up with a lot of nice people, except family. But you either roll lucky or you don't. Some parents aren't too
Not all family is blood,
Exactly. So I can't even say what got me into gaming because I have no idea. I'm too young to remember.
That's fair.
My dad has memories of me being like 3 or 4 years old or something, staying up at like midnight playing games, and I'm like, you're clearly lying. Like, I don't even know if I had the brain power to like do that.
Dude, but I swear, people always tell stories about playing games as kids, or like people are out here beating like Zelda 2 as like 6 years old, at 6 years old, or Mario 3 and stuff. I remember when I was young, I was playing games, but I was just so young and stupid that like. It was impossible. Like, I don't think I probably put 200 hours into Mario Sunshine and never even went into a level. Like, I would just run around. That's all I needed.
I convinced myself that I beat Final Fantasy X because I loaded up the game on my brother's save file right before the last boss, and I beat the last boss, and I was like, I beat Final Fantasy X! Yeah!
That's actually kind of impressive. You still beat the last boss, though.
He just had broken characters.
That makes sense.
If I didn't win, it was
you could have just put that on auto, and it probably would have been all right.
Yeah.
That's fair. So was it RPGs for you as a kid? Because I think it's one thing that's really interesting is, obviously the experiences we have when we're young, we're children, shape kind of who we turn into as people. And I think that's very similar with games too. So what was it for you? What genres did you gravitate towards as a kid?
RPGs, and I guess I would say FPSs.
Okay.
That's kind of just like what my brother was into. So like RPGs, FPSs, and then Smash.
Because you grew up at, how old are you right now?
I'm 24.
You're 24, so you grew up in like prime Halo 3, Halo 2 territory. Is that what your brother was playing? Yeah. That makes sense for sure.
Halo 1 once the Xbox dropped, even like Perfect Dark on the N64, GoldenEye.
Early on, for sure.
Right, yes.
Yeah, I was like a couple years late, like past the Halo chain. Like I definitely grew up in like the Call of Duty era, which probably describes
COD was
my.
Still releasing and Halo wasn't.
Yeah, pretty much. I remember I tried Halo 3 like when Modern Warfare 2 was just like a complete shit show and it was just hacked like 24/7, and I was like, this game is cool, but like it's not Call of Duty, so like whatever, you know, because I was just a kid and I was
Exactly,
a
right?
fanboy. You know, when you're a kid, it's just so easy to get into like fanboy wars and pledge allegiance to some company or whatever. You know what I mean? I would say that that's
Absolutely.
honestly, this is kind of off topic, but that's honestly one of my favorite parts of growing up so far is kind of like not having these random alliances towards companies. Like it's starting to see past that more.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I love RPGs, but Square just sometimes they come out with some bullshit. Like
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Ooh, interesting, interesting. I've never been a Kingdom Hearts guy. I remember I was like, all right, everybody's talking about Kingdom Hearts. Everyone's talking about Kingdom Hearts 3, so maybe I'll just buy this collection with like all the 6 different games and I'll try to play through all of them in preparation for Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm pretty glad I didn't do that at this point.
Yeah, yeah. For what it's worth, in my opinion, everything about Kingdom Hearts 3 was good, or everything leading up into Kingdom Hearts 3 was good.
Mhm.
Like, imagine a roller coaster and you're just having a blast and you're getting ready for like the big drop, but the big drop just sucks. But everything else was good.
It's
You
just a
know, like
straight
there was
line at
another
the end.
mini, yeah, there's another mini drop a little earlier. You know, everybody else is having a good time. You and your friends have your hands up, and then just
That's
the last drop just sucked, dude.
That's interesting for sure. So one thing about RPGs, right, is it's a lot about the grind, especially some of those old
Yeah.
school RPGs. So do you think that that had a big impact on? Because I can tell you're just a guy who enjoys the fucking grind, right? You like
Oh.
to grind for something and you enjoy the reward that comes from that grind. So did that play a big part into your personality and like how you play games or how you do things other than gaming too?
I'm sure it did. Maybe not like consciously, but I'm sure subconsciously it did. I don't know. Like I'm the kind of guy where like, oh, this thing has like a 0.1% drop. Let's get it.
Yeah,
You know,
I feel that.
like I'll sit here for hours. I'll reset Pokemon for shinies for like a week, and I don't know. I guess it just I don't have like that specific need for instant gratification
Mhm.
because I know like bro like what if I get this super broken weapon that's broken for like the first 20 levels of the game, like clearly I need to keep going forward, right?
Yeah, that's interesting because that seems to be a personality trait. I really like how you put it, the instant gratification. That seems to be a very common personality trait that I've personally noticed in a lot of people who are highly successful at competitive things. Like I remember, like just like you said, the shiny thing in Pokemon. I remember this dude Tweak would walk around with the 3DS in his hand, 24/7. Every single day for a month. He'd just be like, "Oh yeah, dude, I just caught all the shinies. Yeah, I grinded. I got every Pokemon, dude. Yeah, everyone's evolved. I love this game so much, dude. I just can't stop playing it." I'm just like, what?
That's such a good tweak,
Dude, tr- trust me, dude. I had so many experiences with that dude. He's such a character. I one day really want to have him on this podcast too because I don't think people really know who that guy is. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because when he's playing or he's streaming, he's taking it so serious. You know what I mean? But the
very
the
different.
casual Tweak is hilarious. He's got to be one of the funniest people that I've ever met in the community for sure. But yeah, and it always was a weird thing for me because it made me really self-conscious in a way where I'm like, dude, all these good ass players, all these people I look up to, they can play these RPGs and they can grind all this shit out and everything, and I'm like, I literally loaded up like Final Fantasy X, opened up the skill tree or whatever in the beginning of the game for the first time, and I turned that shit off and never played it again. The first RPG I ever played through, I finally played through it. I played through Persona 5 Royal, and
Oh, nice.
yeah, that was a grind, but
Yeah.
it was so much fun to me though. I really 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 liked that game, and it's funny because I actually watched probably 90 hours of your playthrough before I played the game, and I got to a certain point where I was like, you know what, dude, I'm just gonna play through it myself. So I literally had to sit there and grind out for like 90 hours of in-game time before I saw anything new, and I somehow did that. I don't know how. But yeah, so I think I'm getting better, and it's kind of something that comes with maturity, I think, a little bit too, that like straying away from that need for instant gratification more, and like
Yeah.
being willing to like do things for down the road more instead of doing things for right now. But I find that very interesting. Now, the next thing I want to talk to you about, and this is something I'm really curious about because I've seen a lot of interviews with you, and one thing that's always bothered me is how you'll talk about this topic a little, but I never get to know what I fully want to know. And I want to know about your League of Legends career, dude. I want to know what happened. What is the story here? Because it's always a 2-minute conversation, and it's so interesting to me. So tell me a little bit about League, man. How did you get into it, and how did you get where you were?
Okay. So let's say, or not let's say. So I started competing in Smash around 2012, right? I think I was a sophomore in high school.
Okay.
And around the same time, I was also in League of Legends. I think League of Legends Season 2 must have just started.
Okay.
For what it's worth, right now we're in like Season 10.
All right, that's helpful context because I really don't. I know the bare minimum about League, really.
Yeah. So, Season 2 goes by, 2012. I'm like some Goldie.
Okay.
You know, gold is not
so you're
bad.
You're proficient,
I made it to gold
but
and I popped off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then I just started taking the game a lot more seriously. Brawl was not the competitive game to be playing at the time.
How was the scene
Hawaii
in Hawaii
Brawl,
at that time?
nonetheless.
Yeah.
we would get monthlies. This is why, like, when people are like, bro, my local isn't getting like 80 people like MSM, bro. My local is getting like 30.
Uh-huh.
Bro, we had monthlies with like 8 people.
Yep. It reminds me of the end of Smash 4, dude. Anybody that stuck through the end of Smash 4, I have a lot of respect for them because that was a humbling experience for the community. I can only imagine how it was with Brawl. It was probably even worse, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But moving forward, there's nothing much to do with Brawl, so I just played a lot of League. I was going through a bad time, you know, family stuff. I was in like typical, I'm a teenager, I'm hella depressed. Not like typical, but I was a teenager.
Looking for the escape.
Yeah, and there's some days I just wake up, ditch school, don't do this, just play League of Legends all day, just go to sleep.
Yep.
And even if I went to school, I would get back home, play League of Legends all day, go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was my life, pretty much.
I feel that.
And it got to the point where, like, I was seen as, I think, the best player of my role in Hawaii. So Hawaii decided they were going to try to make 2 pro teams. One, like, Team A, which is, like, the super main pro team, and then one was Team B.
So wait, I have a quick question. So this was before franchising with League, right? So
this was, I think this was the first season where I guess they started the LCS.
Okay.
So where I'm talking 2013, I think it's season 3, and I think that's the first season where they started LCS.
So did it work like there was a qualifier system, so any amateur team could become a part of the pro league?
Yes.
Okay.
So
which is dope.
There was a ladder. Yeah, there was a ladder for 5v5s. There was a challenger ladder, pretty much, and I think from the ladder, if you were top 20 in the ladder, you would get a chance to play in Challenger Series, which if you made it out of Challenger Series, I think you would face one of the bottom LCS teams.
Okay.
And if you beat them,
that was
you would
relegation,
qualify.
Right? That's what they called that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so sick, actually. I can see why people were so into League at the time because...
Oh, for sure. Anybody could get in.
Yeah, that's so cool, man. And I think, obviously franchising and, modern day esports has so many benefits, and it's a much more sustainable ecosystem for investment, which is kind of like its own thing, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
the hype factor of that kind of grassroots, like
just
anyone
like
can
these
do
random
it.
people,
just literally
studying these proteins.
It's
like,
cool
there's
because
so many people. Oh, you can go. I
was just gonna say it's cool because it kind of like gives the viewer at home, the person who's passionate about League, like that idea that I can imagine it's probably hella motivating to watch some random team come out of nowhere and then make it into the LCS,
Exactly. Like, there's even people that I know from back then who will, like, be getting shots for the LCS nowadays, or, like, I see him getting signed, and I'm like, bro, like, I remember back in the day when we were on a random team for, like, 2 months, and our manager mysteriously disappeared, and we never talked again.
That sounds. You just described like 2013 esports pretty much perfectly right there.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, Hawaii Team A, we ended up qualifying into Challenger Series. I wouldn't say we were like if I want to be completely honest, we probably wouldn't have made it, even if like you have to beat a lot of really good teams, and I don't think we were in like the upper echelon of the scrim teams.
Mm-hmm.
So the scrim group was a Skype group. That's like even puts
Right,
it into
right, yeah,
perspective,
yeah.
how long ago this was.
Yeah.
But we were still solid. We put in the hours. We put in a lot of work. And then, oh my god, dude, I harbor no grudges towards my team, but this was so fucked up.
Mm-hmm. I've heard you go into this a little bit, but yeah.
Going into the Challenger Series, which is the bracket to face somebody in relegations. Going into the bracket, I guess like our manager or like somebody else, they or like pretty much our manager. Like we had a manager, a coach, and then 4 others and myself.
Okay.
And the 4 others, I was a high schooler. They were adults.
Were you
they
guys
all,
getting
like,
paid at all?
Homies. I think we just made money through like tournaments.
Okay.
We weren't getting like
Makes sense.
paid. So it was mainly like a grassroots team. We were like a grassroots.
Right. I mean, barely anyone was getting paid back then in any game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even more so, right?
Yeah.
So going into it, I was told that even if we win our first match, I'm gonna get benched because they said something about like me being in school and conflicting things, and I was like, bro, first of all, like I'm ditching school. Second of all,
Yeah.
I'm staying awake until like 4 or 5 a.m. to play games.
Yeah, if me
like,
being
you guys, like,
committed to school is your problem, then don't worry about it.
yeah, like very clearly, you guys are just lying to me.
Right.
And they're like, yeah, we're gonna replace you with this other jungler who used to be the old best jungler in Hawaii, and he ended up moving. By the way, we fought his team in tournament. I think it was called GGLA. For old league fans, you probably recognize it. GGLA was monstrous, and they had him as the jungler on whatever roster we fought.
Mm-hmm.
We fought them twice in one bracket. We lost winners round 1 to them. I shit on him in the jungle. I destroyed him in the jungle. Right,
smoked him.
Right, and then all of my other lanes lost, and we lost. Right,
Oof.
Everybody just got outclassed.
Yeah,
and I shit on him in the jungle. Right. And then next, we fought him again in Grands. I shit on him in the jungle. All of my laners lost, and then we lost. And I was like, so I'm the problem, right?
What?
So
what
not
is your
even that,
theory, dude? What? How does how does it make any sense?
It doesn't. I just think he was a lot more of a homie to them. There was just like a lot more like homie synergy. But I was like, clearly I'm putting in the hours. Clearly I'm putting in the work. And like I would just appreciate the honesty more than anything. I would appreciate the honesty. Just be like, hey, we want to try this guy out, even though the timing's shit. Like, come on, we've been playing on like trying to go pro team for a couple months now. Anyway, we get into our match. The enemy team target bans me. All 3 bans are used on me. They first pick a jungler, which is my role, so I have to use my 5th best character.
Yeah.
We get shit on.
So they used all of their bans to literally just focus you because they knew you're the best player on the team.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And then we lost, and I was like, all right, bye, guys. Like, clearly I'm not wanted here.
Wow.
And
that's so shitty, dude. This reminds me a lot of, like, some high school basketball shit. Like, this is, like...
Right?
Because this is something that I've seen happen with my own friends, that played basketball, was, like... They would be, maybe a sophomore or junior on the team, and they have, like, legitimate talent to be able to go D1 potentially or have a whole career, but the coach ends up, like, not giving them the playing time they need because, he likes this kid, and this kid's a senior or whatever, and, like, shit like that. So,
yeah,
that's just one thing, and I guess you're, like, a prime example to attest to this, but I've always said one of my absolute favorite things about Smash is that it's an individual esport. Your success lives and dies with you. You're the one that makes your decisions. Like,
exactly.
Because I came from Call of Duty, and I was just too young to really compete. And it was like, I was good, but nobody really wanted to have that little fucking toxic squeaker on their team.
Yeah.
And believe me, I was toxic. So I, like, didn't really have a chance there. But I remember just going to Smash, and I'm like, whoa. I could just show up with a GameCube controller, like $15, at some, like, Yu-Gi-Oh card store, and I could just compete. And, like, this is sick.
Latai,
I remember
feels
Latai.
exactly the same way.
Really?
I was there when he started playing Smash, and I was like, well, we're both like high ranked in League. I don't play too much anymore, but like like if we do play, I mean, we can play. We're
What
both
happened to
highly loved.
Latai?
I think he got busy with school. Nothing crazy.
Yeah. I just remember Latai being a guy who like played Smash for 6 months and beat Zero in his absolute prime.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
that's just, I mean, with all the pressure of Civil War and everything like that, I mean, it's one thing. I think almost everybody got upset that tournament. But
I played sub games with that guy on the same week.
how did that go?
He's solid,
dude?
I mean,
Yeah,
he knew what he needed to do.
that's facts.
Yeah, that's like big difference between like League and Smash. Team games are great. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes you play like shit and then you win.
Yeah,
Great.
that's actually something that's interesting
great
too.
feeling.
Some people
Amazing.
get carried for their entire career, or they just bring the
Absolutely.
vibes, or they're just like, shot caller or whatever. Like, that's kind of dope. And then you've been kind of venturing into, Valorant a little bit. I know the invitational didn't go quite as you guys were probably hoping, but
dude, we took 5 rounds from Gen G. We'll take it.
that's actually pretty solid. Shit.
We did like 2 scrims, maybe 3.
Dude, what was it like playing on a competitive Valorant team with Mango? What was that like?
It was fun. It's exactly as you imagine.
I feel like he's
We
just
would,
like brings good vibes.
Yeah, we're like, all right, guys, we're gonna start practice at 2. We're gonna start practice at like 2 to 3. All right, so everybody be here by 5.
Yeah. Dude, that's got to be one of the worst things about. I pay a lot of attention to the Call of Duty scene, and I swear it's 24/7. Just people always bitching at each other, like, "Oh, you guys didn't show up for scrims on time. Oh, you guys didn't show up for scrims." Or like,
Oh yeah.
I just feel like that's just in knowing who I am as a person. I mean, we're all degens, right? I mean, the majority of
Exactly.
us are degens. It's just a way of life, dude. It's just one day you're just not gonna be able to go to sleep, and then you're just gonna be awake at 8 a.m. and it's just like, here I am.
That was literally me last night. I would have stayed up and streamed Smash if I didn't have to wake up for this.
I saw you
Just being
tweet at like
completely honest.
I saw you tweet at like 1 p.m. for me or whatever. I'm like, how's this dude gonna? I don't know how this is gonna go, but let's get it. All right.
I thought
Well,
we heard about it.
I appreciate the more context on the league situation because that's something I've always been curious. I didn't know if there was just something missing, but I guess that is pretty much the full story. It was just kind of unfair.
After that, it wasn't that. I didn't go back to try to like join a team for a while. I told people, I was like, if you need a filler for scrim or something, like I'll be there.
Yeah.
But I still played League like very much a lot for the next year.
Yeah.
But then Smash 4 came out, and I was like,
well, real quick, I do have a
high
question,
school.
real quick. Like, you know, I imagine that had to have been pretty like devastating though. Like,
oh, for sure.
Because you had put so much time and energy into that, and like, did you really have like any other like plan? You know what I mean?
Nope.
Yeah, that's.
But
I figured
I was
as
also
much.
a junior in high school, so
That's true. That's true. You had a little bit.
I had
of time.
wiggle room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of like being where I am now, and I'm sure you can kind of relate to this too. It's like I almost forget how it felt to be in high school and be like, oh yeah, I'm young. Like, oh yeah, dude, I'm chilling, man. Like nowadays, like for the last couple of years, dude, it's just been like, yo, every decision is crucial. I gotta spend my time perfectly.
Right.
Like, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, moving into the beginning of your Smash Brothers career. So Smash 4 comes out. Did you play 3DS at all? Did that catch your eye at all?
Yeah. I was the best Hawaii player in 3DS.
What was the moment? I'm curious about this. What was the moment when? Because I remember mine. I think a lot of people probably remember theirs. But what was the moment where you kind of like looked at the game? Maybe it was a trailer or E3 or some shit like that. But like you're like, I think I'm gonna play this. Like I think I'm gonna take this serious.
Probably as soon as it got announced, because I just, for lack of better word, League had left some type of void in my heart.
Beautiful. Claps in the chat.
I just needed to fill it, and I was like, bro, like me and Korean, we still played Brawl Minus a lot, and we played League a lot. But I was like, oh shit, like there's actually a new Smash game, which means one, we can try to actually create a Smash scene in Hawaii. Two, at least like we knew that we had at least one player that could fight mainlanders, which was Lethal Trilogy. So we're like, we at least have something.
Yeah, something to build off of.
That we can work off.
For sure.
Yeah.
Wait, I have a quick question that's a little bit off topic because I actually don't know this. When did you and Charles meet? Like, when did you guys become homies?
So we probably met around 2012, but For what it's worth, I never took a set off of him in tournament. Charles was already not the biggest like brawl fan, and I mean, I was just some quiet high schooler, like a very quiet.
Yeah.
And everybody in GSM is like, "Yo, dude, this kid has potential. Like this kid can be something, right?" And Charles was like, "Dude, fuck this kid. Like, this kid clearly sucks." And I'm just sitting there, like, literally doing nothing, saying nothing, just playing Smash. Right?
He's like, "Oh yeah."
But he just thought I was like some cocky, arrogant kid.
Yep.
And he didn't like me for a good amount for whatever reason. There was never any like bad blood
just
between
stupid
us.
young ego stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So we started playing League a lot. I don't know what exactly enticed him to start playing more League, but we started playing League a lot together, and that's kind of how we started like hanging out a lot more. It wasn't even Smash.
Gotcha. That's interesting. Yeah, I had no idea. Yeah. He's definitely someone that I would love to get on the podcast sometime because I'm curious, like his story and like stuff from his perspective for sure.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man. So going into Smash 4, you guys are trying to build a scene in Hawaii. How long was it before you were like kind of dominating that scene?
Frame 1.
Yeah. Okay. I believe
Frame 1 or Frame 2. Because it was me and Lethal Trilogy, and then there was Big Gap. So it was always us just like fighting against each other, trying to push each other.
So what was it about? Was Sheik your first main in Smash 4?
Yes and no. So Sheik was my secondary on 3DS.
She was so hard to play on 3DS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mained Rosalina.
You mained Rosa.
I thought I used her in Mario Kart Wii, so I was like, yo, this character
Dude,
is cool.
I was the same way. Oh my god. I played Rosa in Mario Kart 8, and I was like, oh yeah, I really like Rosa, dude. She's a cool princess. She's not like the other ones, it's cool. And then Smash 4 came out, and I literally could never play Rosalina on anything ever again.
All I did was Nair. I just naired in 3DS.
After
and then once Wii U came out, I made Sheik.
Okay. That makes dude, playing with the GameCube controller for the first time after 3DS. Oh my god, it was the best feeling ever. Even though I was a complete, total, and utter scrub, I did not know how to do smash attacks. I did not know how to spot dodge. I did not know. I was completely new to Smash. Like, I had played Melee when I was 7 years old and did down B with Kirby or whatever, turned into the
Same,
Rock.
yes!
Yo, chat, I was just telling you guys the other day. I feel like so many people can relate to that. What is it about Kirby's down B that just draws in the under 10-year-olds, dude? I don't get it.
It feels impenetrable. Like, you just turn into a giant rock, you mess them up, and even if they try to hit you, like,
yeah, dude, it's
dude.
The most broken move of all time if you're under 9 years old. But yeah, so what was the moment when you kind of like? It's kind of interesting. So you went to Apex, right? Apex 2014. Yeah. Dude, I feel like I know way too much about your story already, but
no, that's fine.
You went to Apex 2014. What was the mentality going into that tournament? Like, were you in like a let's just see how this goes, or were you in like a I have to win, or like?
No, I just thought I was gonna win.
Oh, really? Okay, so you had that kind of confidence, huh?
If you ask anyone, so if for whatever reason you end up talking to like Matt Houston or Shofu, I was in their hotel room on one of the nights, and everyone's like, "So what place do you think you're gonna get?" And I was like, "Top 3 at least." And they were like, "What?" So, dude, you're just some kid from Hawaii. Like, nobody even knows you. You've never even been to like a tournament. I was like, top 3 minimum.
Wow, that's interesting. Who did you lose to in winners? Because you beat somebody, right? I
lost to 0.
You lost to 0
in pools.
I
was seated 9th in my pool.
Oh my god. Okay, so you were pretty much unseated in your pool.
Yeah, I was.
And you just happened to get the trash ass RNG 0 pool. Yep.
If I knew about up throw up air, I at least took them to like last stock 50 both games.
Okay. Yeah.
But if I knew about up throw up air, it would have been a lot different.
Dude, that is just like the hardest draw ever, especially at that time, because I mean that guy had 100%. Just been grinding 24/7 with amazing practice and like all the resources in the world. Like, that is a tough draw. I mean, towards the end of the game, it was like everyone kind of had more time to catch up, but that is tough. And then you went to losers, and you just went on like a pretty big losers run. You got 49th, right?
I think I got 49th. Yeah.
Pretty sure, yeah.
I lost to Foe.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
I threw the game so hard. Like I threw so hard. Oh my
How
god.
was your
That was
like
so dumb.
mentality in bracket at that time? Like when you were sitting down, were you nervous as hell?
I got 32. Not at Apex.
Not at Apex. No, yeah, not at Apex. They're probably thinking of.
I think I got 49th.
Yeah, you got
And then I
49th.
got
I'm pretty sure.
65th I think I got 49th and then 65th. Didn't I?
40,
Was I one win?
49th at Apex and then what? 65th
I
at
think
Evo.
65th at Evo.
Yeah. Before
I got
Genesis.
33rd. Okay. I guess I got 33rd at Apex.
Oh shit,
And
I was wrong.
I'm a little better than I thought it was.
I guess I'm not the
And
biggest
then I
Void
got
fanboy
49th
after all.
at Evo. Don't worry, me either.
I feel that.
But I know in losers, if you ask Charles, the whole mentality I had in losers is these guys have no idea what the hell I'm doing.
Yep.
In terms of aggression. So game one, run at them.
Mm-hmm.
Like just run at them and just smother them like just ridiculously hard. One of the players I fought, he ended up rage quitting game two.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah, this was pretty deep in like losers.
And
so,
a
like,
fucking, I don't think I've ever seen anyone rage quit like.
yeah, he wasn't even dead. I bouncing fished him. I like needles bouncing fished him. He wasn't even dead. I knew he wasn't even dead. He just walked away. I was like, oh, all right.
Oh, that's funny as hell. Oh my god. So
But that was pretty much the whole game plan for like the whole tournament, even against the best player. You know, I was like, bro, I don't give a fuck if you're the best player. I'm Void from GSM. You ever seen these combos? You ever seen these perfect pivots? I would do like one perfect pivot. I'm like, woo!
that's really interesting. I don't know. It's like I wouldn't have expected that, but at the same time, it doesn't surprise me because I know what it feels like to kind of be. I almost feel like I'm in somewhat of a similar place right now where when I'm playing against like a lot of these top players in these like online tournaments and stuff, I'm just like, all right, you know, you are who you are, but what are you gonna do when I'm literally just flying around the sky, wave bouncing everywhere, and doing all this shit? Like you don't know all my stuff if you've never played me. It's very unlikely that you do. Exactly. So like, what are you gonna do about it? So
exactly.
That's interesting. How was it a crushing blow to get that 33rd or
yeah, especially the way it happened.
Yeah.
And then even like Foe was like, you know, you had it. And I was like, thanks, dude.
Because I think this is something that dude, I hate that. That's like a weird one where it's like, oh yeah, you had me, man, you had me. I do that to people all the time.
But I did have him. He was right.
That's tough. So I don't know. This is something that a lot of people who maybe aren't as deep into like the competitive scene as we are don't really know this experience. But when you're like a young player, especially when you're broke as hell and you did everything you could to get to that one tournament.
Yeah. Do you know how I got to Apex 2015?
I actually kind of do, but tell the story anyways.
So I have no money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I'm a high schooler. I only made money through like League and maybe let's say like
pennies from locals.
Well, we would still have monthlies. We didn't have locals.
Okay.
But we had more people on our monthlies. We'd have like maybe 30, 40. So if I want, I'll get like maybe 100.
Yeah.
So I needed enough money for housing, my flight, and I guess food and stuff.
Yeah. The food and stuff is optional when you're this broke trying to get to a tournament.
Yeah.
That's the last thing
I ended up getting a sponsor, and they said they would cover half of it. I know this sponsor. Is this Brault? Brault.
Yeah, I remember
Brault,
this.
GSM Void.
Yep.
The days. So Brault said they would pay for half of my flight, which I mean, it's a flight to New Jersey from Hawaii. Like it's minimum 600.
Yeah.
So I was like, how do I get like?
That's kind of tough about being from Hawaii too. Yeah.
And I was a minor, I think. Well, I was 19. No, I was 18.
Mm-hmm.
A minor, right?
Right. Yeah.
And what happened? I needed Charles to come with me, and I needed our friend Chan to also, because I mean, I was like, bro, you guys are super close to me. Like, I just need some support.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not the most mentally stable person.
I've been to like a major when I was young by myself, like with no money or nothing, and it is tough, dude.
It's terrible.
It is terrible, dude. I was just trying to find some people like to stay with or whatever. I'm hanging out with Allies and Odo. I'm like, I don't even know you guys, man. Like, who am I, dude? I'm not this fucking Mewtwo King's drunk as hell running around. I'm like, what's going on, man? Get me out of here, dude.
But yeah, what is it? I needed to ask my mom for money, which my mom doesn't do shit for me. I would not even get like school supply help with my mom.
Yeah.
We had a project where we'd have to go like buy stuff from the store and be like, yo, you have to make this project. I would just be like, guess I'm failing that. And I have to make up for it by doing like A's on every other piece of work that we get.
Yeah.
So that whole conversation, I don't even know how it ended up working out. I genuinely don't. I broke down. Charles had to take the wheel. And I guess Charles is really good at driving.
Yeah.
So he ended up fully pulling through. And then 2 weeks prior to Apex, we found super duper Omega cheap flights.
Wow.
For 3 people, like super Omega cheap flights. All we had to do was have like a layover in Florida. Like
Okay.
that was like, or I think it was Georgia. But that was like the whole con. And one of my friends from high school joined the Air Force, and he just so happened to be stationed in New Jersey.
Wow. That's one of those moments where it's kind of like,
Yes.
I don't know if you've ever heard of this book before. I read this book called The Alchemist, and it's a really.
I have it in my room.
You do?
I didn't read a lot of it. All I know is the main character is Rolf from Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Yes.
That's about as far as I got.
Oh, that's funny, dude. You should read the book, man, because I think you will find a lot of relatability into the kind of message of the book, which is, you know, without going too deep into it, kind of like when you put your heart and soul into something, the universe kind of has a way of helping you along that path. You know what I mean? So I think you got a little bit of that going for you in that scenario.
Definitely just sheer and utter fate.
Yeah.
That's why I went, and I was like, you know, things already got this far, right? Like,
yeah,
it has to be able to go a little further.
Mm-hmm. So, all right, after Apex, that was definitely tough. What was the mentality going forward? Was it like, all right, we're setting our sights on Evo and trying to break out
Pretty
again?
much.
Okay.
Yeah.
I figured as much.
So, and then the midway point was KawaiiCon, where I got to face a lot of, I think it was like Ninja Link, DK Will, Larry.
Oh yeah, that was your first up with Larry, wasn't it?
Yeah, where I had such a huge lead. He jabbed me at the ledge and my down tilt buffered in not Smash Ultimate, so this was a little crazier, and I just downed to my death.
Bro.
Very heartbreaking.
Yeah. Oh man, that is so. I literally felt physical pain when I just heard that.
Yeah.
Especially playing Young Link in this game too. Like you just drop like a rock. That's how Fox was too, though. But yeah, like, oh my god. So
yeah.
Going forward into Evo, how was Evo? Your first Evo?
It was customs, and
that's right.
I was the customs king.
Sheik was dirty with customs.
I made all of SoCal hate me because I stayed in SoCal for a month before Evo to practice. All of SoCal hated me. All of SoCal hated customs. But I was like, I got really good prep. The only people
the electric needles, SoCal,
dude. Yeah, it was nuts. I think I'd lost to pretty much players that were in contention for like top 10 in the world were the only people I was losing to. So I was like, well, clearly, like,
there's
I'm
something
do
here.
Really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I got 49th. Bro, I debated quitting.
That was
it.
Yeah.
I was like, this was my, like, the second shot. This is what everything was leading up to, and I did worse than Apex. I might quit.
Oh man, dude, it
was so heartbreaking.
It's such a.
I just remember walking to my hotel room.
Like, I just think so many people don't understand. Like, one thing that is just so tough about competing, and I don't know if it's exclusive to Smash because I never really competed in much else, but like, when you really do kind of put your all into preparing for a tournament and setting so many sights, like your sights on a tournament so hard, and then when you're in that moment and things are just not going the way that they were supposed to, the way that you envisioned it,
100%.
It is just such a heartbreaking thing. And I remember walking around the venue, like, because I only got to go to like 2 or 3 majors a year, and I was sitting in my room playing Wi-Fi all night, every night, playing against Dark Wizzy, getting absolutely shit on, and I'm just like, dude, I why am I here? What am I doing? Like, all these other guys, I'm looking at you and Cosmos and Sam Sorda. I'm like, these guys get to go to tournaments every single weekend. They get, like, if they don't do good at this one, then they're like, all right, next weekend is this. I'm sitting here, I'm like, bro, this is the end, man. And then that's when I quit for the time that I did. I've experienced this pretty similar feeling that you went through. How did you kind of get that drive back? What was that process like?
Funny fuck, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it was there, and the main thing was I think Paragon LA got announced,
Oh, okay.
and
I remember that
that was going to
tournament.
be a SoCal major. So I was like, wait, SoCal major. I was staying at my friend Mike's house when I first went to SoCal, so I tried talking it out with him. I was like, maybe I can go live with him, and then maybe I can get another shot at what I was aiming for. But the thing is, at this point, I had already expired like all of my funds. I was even more broke than before. I maybe had like
Kind of running
two
out
to
of
three hundred
favors.
dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and this was where the SoCal Smash House ended up coming in.
Yep. I was
So,
yeah, I don't know how much you want to talk about this or not, just feel free to stop me, but I mean, I am extremely curious about this time in your life because I mean, you didn't have a PC.
Yeah.
You didn't have a room, right?
No.
You slept in the living room, right? Like just
Yeah.
yeah. You just
So,
what did you do? How did you because when I first heard that, I was just like living at my mom's and I'd never been on my own or like moved out before, so I didn't really know like what it was like being supporting yourself or whatever, right? And
yeah.
it just made me realize the first time that I was out on my own, kind of like that is crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That's
So,
what was that like? Like, was that a formative time for you? Like, do you think that that's how good you got, or you know?
mm, I think it was a good factor. Just first of all, like it was literally life or death.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe not literally, but it was very close because I bought, as you know, I'm sure, bought a one-way flight to SoCal.
Mm-hmm.
I had like $26.
Mm-hmm.
I did have a laptop, but the first time I tried using it, I tried downloading Dragon's Nest because everybody in the house was playing it, and my laptop just broke. It never turned on again.
that was
Like
the killer.
that was
Huh?
it. Yeah, and I was like, well, there goes that.
Oh
Luckily, my
shit.
dad bought me a phone when I graduated, my
Mhm.
first phone. So I've had this phone for about a year.
Mhm.
I had maybe like a gigabyte of data a month, so I couldn't even like really use it unless like I'm on the Wi-Fi. I missed the whole Pokemon Go phase because I was like, I just don't have data. Like I can't
Yeah.
leave the house just walking around on my phone, right?
Right.
Um, but yeah, I knew I could at least do good in locals, and as I'm sure you know, like SoCal, we were just fiends. Everybody
Yeah.
was just fiends.
Oh yeah.
I did sleep in the living room, and I was actually a really light sleeper. So I was like, how am I gonna do this? Like,
Yeah.
it's
And
just
dude,
impossible.
I mean, you were a pretty shy kid at that point, right? Like,
Yeah, I don't talk to anyone.
and I mean, being in that house, I mean, it is like an introvert's worst nightmare, right?
Oh,
Like,
100%.
like that is just
100%.
I'm just that is like what made you, was there ever times in the beginning of that period where you were just like, what the fuck am I doing here?
No,
Really?
I had a plan. I was like, I'm here. I'm practicing Smash. I won my first local in SoCal.
Okay,
E-
that
Either
probably
I,
helped.
I think I won my first local, and then I was like, okay, so like I'm good on rent for the month. Like
Yeah.
I bought like 30 cans of Campbell's spaghetti. They were on sale for like 20 or to
Oh,
26 cents,
dude, I forgot about the
and I was
grocery
like,
shopping, man.
bro, if I just buy all of these, like I just might be set for the next few weeks.
Dude, do you remember that feeling of being in the grocery store and just looking at like cans of soup and being like, oh my god, this is a gold mine, dude. I'm fed
That's
for
it, dude.
weeks.
That's it. I was that sale, Campbell's spaghetti. I think they discontinued it,
Oh
which
shit.
is why it was on sale. But that sale, low key, saved my life. I was, oh,
Dude, I remember
Oh.
I would do the same thing. I would go to Walgreens by the loft when I first moved in, and I would literally go in and I would get the same thing. I'd get this bag of rice, right, of white rice, and I would get a jar of peanut butter, a thing of jelly, and like 2 loaves of bread, and I would just eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and white rice every single day. And then maybe
I ended up
occasionally
going
somebody
to
would
that
have a piece of
phase.
chicken or something that they left over. But yeah, dude, that was like the first month of my life out there.
The next time I had to get food was when I started the PB&J phase. I was like, yo, these are kind of filling.
Oh, they're so good.
And all I need to do is buy this one thing of peanut butter,
Yep.
this one thing of jelly, and some bread. yo, PB and I would eat like 4 a day.
Yo.
I was like, I just need food.
Dude, anytime.
Like,
Yeah. Oh my God. I forgot about that feeling. Like, dude, there's days when I'd wake up and I'd just be like, I'm just like looking myself in the mirror. I'm like, dude, I need food. Like, I need a meal. Like, this is not okay. I was going up to Cosmos' room
every day.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, bro, can I get some saltine crackers, please, man? I'll get you back in a month. Like, he's like, dude, just fucking take them. What is wrong? Like, come on.
I remember asking roommates for like water bottles. I'm like,
oh yeah. I mean, you know all about the water economy if you've lived with people.
Oh, yeah.
It's like its whole own thing. At one point, there was literally charts set up in the loft of like who owes me this many waters, because especially when we were all broke, dude. Like end of Smash 4. I mean, it was like asking somebody for a water was like taking money out their wallet. You know?
Yeah.
It was a big deal.
There was such a big dead period.
That is interesting though, because I think it's a very interesting perspective that I don't think a lot of people share. Maybe people don't really know, but like that's like for a lot of people, man, it's you got to go through shit like that when you're trying to chase that dream, man. Like, and
don't get me wrong, you don't always have to. There are healthier and safer alternatives.
For sure.
I don't promote anything I did.
Yeah.
Do not buy a one-way flight across a motherfucking ocean and only have $26 in your wallet for whatever reason.
Yep.
Like, just don't do it. Like, come on.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yes. Just trust me on this. So many times Smashers are like, yo, bro, when'd you move out? How'd you move out? Even like I talked to Cosmos about it a lot. I was like, Cosmos, like we talk a lot, we play a lot. I'm like, Cosmos. Bro.
That's somebody
I know it looks good when you look at me now, but just trust me. Like it just might not be worth it.
And the funny thing is that it worked out for him, but
yeah,
it's like
it's like doesn't work out for everyone.
Yes, exactly, and it's something that that's obviously somebody that I plan on having on the show one day to tell his story, because I don't think he's ever really gotten to tell his story like in a full way, that would do it justice. But whenever he's comfortable, we've talked about it before, but I would love to have him on to tell his story, but. Because as you can tell, I really like these narratives of like the grind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's something that resonates with me a lot. I'm sure it's something that resonates with others a lot. And I want to move on to because we got to get going a little bit here. I want to move on to Genesis 3, man.
Oh,
Genesis 3, man. What was the preparation for that like? And yeah, we'll start with that because I have a lot of questions about this tournament.
Let me see. Let me find the date so I can kind of give you a little bit of perspective. The Genesis 3 was January 15th to the 17th. So
2015, right?
16.
16, okay.
16. So about a month prior to Genesis 3, I almost quit.
Okay. Interesting.
Everybody, I wouldn't say everybody. A lot of people hated me for playing Sheik. It was really heartbreaking. Even yesterday, I actually watched a video that I made in, let's say, like May of 2015, about how to counter Spin Kong or Cyclone Kong, the custom. And I looked at all the replies. It was a really good video. I enjoyed it. Even watching it nowadays, I enjoyed it.
That's cool.
But I looked at all of the replies, and everyone's like, wow, another tech to make Sheik more broken. And I was like, bro, like, I'm just trying to help you guys learn how to beat Cyclone Kong. You know? Like, I don't have, like, ill intentions. I just want people to understand, like, there's a way to counterplay this. And I remember there was this guy I was also talking to on Discord from Maryland. It seemed like we were friends. It seemed like we were getting buddy-buddy. And then eventually, I don't know how this just never turned up for, like, let's say, like, the first week or so that we were talking. But he was like, yeah, who do you main? Like, I'm a villager, man. I was like, oh, I main Sheik. And he was like, ooh. And
that was a deal breaker?
Yeah, like, wow. And this happened a lot. Like, a lot of people, like, genuinely did not like me.
Yeah, man. As somebody who was, like, a fucking scrub in that time period, and I remember, like, there's just having so much pure animosity and hatred in my heart for Diddy Kong, Rosalina, Sheik, for even not really knowing or caring to separate that hatred from the character to the players. Like, it's just crazy because when I was, when you're new to the scene or you're younger or whatever it may be, it's like, it was so easy for me to not think of the people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how they would feel because I'd never experienced anything similar. And I can only imagine being on, especially as somebody who was trying so hard to innovate, like, Sheik's meta and push it even further because, Zero Sheik was purely fundamental. He
lame as shit.
The down throw up air king, the fucking needle
from across the stage,
retreating rising fair. Like he was the king of playing that character as safe as absolutely possible. So you kind of got bunched in with that, and like, yeah, man, that had to have been tough. I never even really thought about that.
Yeah, I like genuinely debated. There was a time period where I didn't play Smash for like 3 days.
Damn. I know, which is funny because, yeah, dude, for me, no, trust me, I get that, dude.
I would play Smash for like hours upon hours. Me and K9, for example, we would play for hours. We would go to a local. We'd play in winners finals and grand finals, 2 sets. We'd go back home. We'd
play more. Oh my god, especially with K9 too.
Yes, like he just.
Oh, that's another thing I want to ask you about. I forgot about, dude. Those SoCal rivalries, man.
Right.
That shit was nuts back in the day. I mean, I remember the video of K9 dragging his fist across your chin like that, dude.
That was a Kira.
Oh, Kira. It was Kira.
I don't remember what happened.
Bro.
Kira's like, he's like, Boyd, I love you, but like.
I remember exactly what happened. I remember it was fire and dice. This is one of my favorite clips of all time. For the YouTube version, I might have to put the video on the screen. It's like fire and dice or something. You guys are playing. You hit him with like a needle as the bouncing fish off stage to win the tournament, like game 5. And he just like freaks out or whatever. Zan is on commentary. He's like, oh yeah, Kira's mad. Yo, look at Boyd's face. Look at Boyd's face. Yeah. Or whatever. And then Kira just does that or whatever. And Zan's like, yo, dude. Oh, like. Oh my god, man, watching those SoCal tournaments back in the day was so much fun. Holy shit, those rivalries. But the funny thing is you lived with these people. Like,
yeah,
I'm sure you went to the tournament with them. Like, y'all probably Ubered or whatever. You had to come back. Like, what was that like, man? Because K9, I mean, he's a competitive man,
Yeah,
he's like 99% testosterone and adrenaline, bro.
I very quickly learned. I was like, there was a big difference between what would like mine and K9's relationship and you main Sheik. Ooh, like
yeah,
me and K9, we would talk outside of the game, we'd hang out outside of the game, we'd share laughs.
Yep.
And then in the game, he'd be like, "Fuck this shit."
Yep.
Right. So I'm like very clearly, like you're very clearly expressing to me that this is game focused. This is about what's going on in the game. This is about what's happening in the game. You might hate me sometimes because of what's happening in the game, but you don't hate me.
Right. It's that dude, that's so interesting. That is a really interesting perspective because it's something that I even struggled with for a long time is like how to express, like, let out that anger. I mean, when you're playing against Cosmos every single day, getting grabbed by Inkling and fucking everything going under. Yeah, dude, or even like oh my god, for sure. Like Hack camping me out, like timing me out in friendlies with Banjo and shit. Like, and then they would get so mad at me because I would start going off on them, like, dude, like you play like a bitch, blah blah blah, and all this or whatever. And then they would be like, yo, I just don't like how you drag me down and shit. I'm just like,
bro, sometimes people play like a bitch.
Yeah.
Sometimes I play like a bitch.
Oh, you got to.
If somebody tells me I'm playing like a bitch, I'm like, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Like you're probably right. And at least there's a very, very big difference. Like you play like a bitch, you're a bitch, fuck you, like all that stuff.
Yes, yes, for sure. But there's also there is something to be said for learning self-control and yeah. Because I mean, at the end of the day, doing that is this is something I'm sure you probably feel the same way about. And I think it's something you learn over time in your Smash career. Like once you hit a certain point of like, I want to get this good, there's a certain level of acceptance of the game and the variables that you can't control that you kind of have to adopt. And because that's, I mean, for some people, I think that comes very easily to them. You know what I mean? And for some people, it's the brick ceiling that keeps them where they are forever. And for me, it was always a thing that it was like, I always had such a hard time getting better and genuinely learning from people because I found their style of play lame or frustrating and shit like that.
Dude,
Yeah.
I hate getting camp.
Yeah,
I hate
man.
getting server. You ever hear me rant about Tweak?
Oh, dude. I'll
I mean, you don't even have to hear me. Like, whatever voices you have in your head right now, just from hearing me say that sentence, that's literally me.
Bro,
You don't even have to hear me start.
dude, people do not know about the complaining that happens behind closed doors, dude. People do not know about the Tweak and Cosmos sessions. I mean, this dude Cosmos has gotten just straight up bullied for the last like 2 years, bro. Me and Tweak, when we would be playing against Cosmos in like a rotation, we would just be shitting on this man's life. Yeah, and I'll never forget when you came over to the house, dude, and I was like, me and Cosmos were playing a ton that week, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna, like, Void's here, like, you know, I don't want to, like, embarrass myself, I'm just gonna shut the fuck up, and I'm just gonna play or whatever, and then you guys are playing, and then just right away, you, like, get up throw up aired on FD or something, and you're like, dude, you pause the game, you're like, dude, this is so fucking lame, like, it's so bullshit or whatever.
That was so funny.
And I was just like,
on like day 5, every time I don't know, chat, I don't know if you guys know this when I stayed at the loft for like a week, but on like day 5 of just playing with Cosmos, there was just a point where I just reached acceptance. He would grab me at like 80 or 90, I get up throw up air, and I'm like, good shit, dude. And I would just leave it at that. I'm like, I need to get this out of my head because like it's tilting me so hard. I just get grabbed. He's at like 140, has a good amount of rage, and I'm like, well, dude, get up throw upward.
People do not know about Inkling. They just straight up do not know about Inkling, and it's like, it drives me kind of crazy because Cosmos is always trying to drop Inkling or play other characters and shit, and I'm just like, your problem is not, your Inkling is disgusting. It is so good. It's just you have a choking problem like the majority of us do, but the more you can work on that, like, I mean, the MK Leo versus Cosmos at CEO, I don't know if you watched that set, but Cosmos was literally smoking him.
I watched all of it until he stopped smoking him.
Yeah.
Literally, I was watching it and I was like, so this is game.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. I just stopped watching.
And then he later up high like 3 times. Yeah. So I just feel like, you know, I don't know, maybe, I mean, Corrin's back. I think Corrin is really, really good, and maybe that gives him kind of like what he needs to like have more kill power so he doesn't have to worry about choking as much. I don't know.
Yeah, you can just play solid. As somebody who never has that option a lot of the time, I do think it's very great to be able to just be like, oh, backwards aerial?
Dude, Bear is nutty in this game. And then just pin at the ledge. It's literally like you have a 25% chance to just kill them. Like, it's just, that's crazy. But, all right, let's get somewhat back on topic here because I do really want to know. Genesis 3.
Okay. So I was going to quit. I didn't. I went to Texas for a major. I had to fight DeBuzz in a 3-stock format after midnight. I was very upset.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I was like, well, I was still in this phase of I'm facing a lot of new players. I'm facing a lot of new play styles. Like, I've only been out of Hawaii for like
So that was the beginning of your experience with DeBuzz, huh?
No. I actually money matched him at Apex 2015 and I lost.
Okay. I see.
So that was the beginning of my experience with DeBuzz. We don't know about that.
Yeah, but I didn't know about that.
I was in winners side of Grands, so it was a very long, drawn-out set that I didn't really want to be a part of.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you know, it's a tournament.
Yep.
I hate when tournaments go past midnight. Anyway,
3-stock Smash 4 early game, early meta, Rosalina. Yeah.
So Genesis 3, a lot of the prep was mainly just like practice at home, and going into the Texas tournament. 2GG was starting to support me. I think I'm pretty sure I was sponsored at this time.
Who was playing Smash in that house at the time? Like, who were you grinding with?
A lot of people.
That's what I figured. That must have been sick. That had to have been the dope part about living there, at least.
Yeah. So, at least, like, the safer names I could say. K9, Tyrant, Zex. There's a lot of... any of our guests, right?
There's always people coming in and out, too, yeah.
Yeah. The others...
Yeah.
Ramen was probably like Mr. R stayed there a lot.
Yeah,
Vinny stayed there a lot.
Yeah.
So there was always just like Sheik things to just bounce off of each other. Sometimes we just have just 5 Sheiks at one setup. It was pretty disgusting.
I didn't even think about that. That is so true.
It's pretty disgusting.
Yeah.
But But yeah, I mean, a lot of it was probably a lot more just like the SoCal locals and the SoCal majors. Like this was also back when SSS was a thing. It
Yeah.
was a bi-weekly tournament. Um,
Super
Fire
Smash
and
Sundays.
Dices.
Yep.
Yeah, the MSMs. I don't know if Wednesday Night Fights was up at this time, but all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then the shittiest thing about Genesis is there's just this unseeded Japanese player in my pool that just won a Japanese major the week before Genesis.
Is this Ryuji? Was that his name?
Ryuji.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'll never forget this set.
Ryuji.
This is literally the first set that I ever saw of you, I'm pretty sure. Because I just remember, or like I think I had maybe heard of you before, but I just remember watching that set and like, it was so funny because you popped off afterwards, right? And I could just feel like the will, like you just knew that you needed to win that. And
Yes.
I just remember seeing you pop off and I'm like, oh wow, like this guy's gonna he's a pop offer, dude. I'm gonna see a lot of these. I was sorely mistaken.
That was the first. Dude, it was game 3. None of my down throw 50-50s were working.
Yeah.
Like he was just getting out of all of them. And I was at kill percent on my last stock and he's at kill percent on his first stock.
And playing against Diddy in last hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, how am I supposed to win this? I like barely brought it back. And I just, for what it's worth, I think I don't know if I double 2-stocked everybody in my round 2 pools, but I like shit on everybody in my round 2 pools, like so bad.
It's kind of that thing where it's like you get that momentum from one really close, like tough set that you had in your mind. Like if I win this set, this is like I'm making a run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like once you get that momentum going.
Like everybody was like, there was a really good Ryu, really good Diddy, another really good Diddy, and I just destroyed him. Like literally, one of the sets was like 5 minutes. And I was like, bro, I just so happened to get a top 8 potential player in my round 1.
You just cracked that.
This sucks. And then I made it all the way to winners quarterfinals, where I had to fight Samuel Busby.
Yes, sir, Busby.
Fucking
the GOAT. The GOAT. The A button. The king of the A button. The absolute legend. I don't think people will ever... I just don't think that unless you played against Samuel Busby's Rosalina in Smash 4, there's really no way to really describe the amount of oppression and the strength of the brick wall that was Rosalina and especially Luma.
Yep.
That character was, in my opinion, that's still the most frustrating character I've ever played against in Smash. In terms of like when it was the Buzz controlling her,
yes.
That shit was just 2 stocks, rage. Jab, Rosalina's jab itself was just
that was so much. I was so sad.
Bro, there was a time where I was playing against him and he was literally hitting me with jab 1-2 with just Luma across the stage, carrying me across the entire stage, and then comboed it into up tilt or whatever it was. Yeah, it just like
it's the world.
Bro, oh my god. I'm triggered right now, but
yeah.
Continue.
So I just got shit on.
Yeah.
I just got shit on. Like that was it. I just got destroyed. And I'd already fought him last month. So I was like, well, clearly, like, I'm not winning this. Not that I'm literally not going to, but the stars are not in my favor. And I think I got a very fortunate roll in losers. I think I had to fight Shaky.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I had to fight Shaky to make it into top 8. I
remember that, yep.
I was just really good at fighting against Ness. So
that was definitely nice.
Shaky.
It's kind of the RNG of brackets sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
It's just... It giveth and it taketh away, for sure.
So beat Shaky, made top 8. Woo!
So actually, like, you know, the woo is nice, but what was that feeling like, man? When you're, I've always wondered this. This is a feeling I've wanted for a long time. You know, being at a major on Saturday and how much of a grind that those Saturday nights are to get to that top 8. Like, what was that feeling like when it was over? You're on that stage, you win that game, and you just know that like. You're playing again tomorrow. Like, you did it.
It's crazy, dude.
I bet.
For the first time is crazy.
Yeah.
The second time is still crazy. The 50th time, still crazy.
I believe it, dude.
Unless you just start taking it for granted. It just... Being able to play day 3, unless, like, you just get shit on immediately. Let's just ignore what I just said. Being able to play on day 3 is, like, a privilege not everybody gets.
Yeah. 100%.
Like, it's very clearly 8 people.
If you truly love the game, you know, if you love competing and like you know, you live for competing in Smash Bros. Like that feeling of playing on the last day is got to be something that, you know, you cherish for sure.
And like this tournament, there was a lot of crazy stuff. For example, there was the crew battles.
Oh yeah. You
like
went off in that crew battle, didn't you?
I went off versus Japan. I got destroyed versus Tri-State.
Yeah, that's right.
I think Tri-State, I took one stock. Probably versus the Buzz.
Yeah, I think you got counterpicked right away or something, right?
Beat me every day that weekend. I lost to the Buzz 3 times.
That's right. You did have to play him in top 8 too, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
because you were just beating everybody, dude. Oh yeah, that's frustrating.
Yeah. Then day 2 finishes. Me and Korean are just popping off. We're like super happy. I remember being back in the hotel room, just like, bro, like I can't party or like anything because I have to wake up. Like I have to wake. I have to.
It's like the happiest you've ever been in your life to not have to party or not not be able to party.
So it's crazy. It was very, very crazy.
That's awesome.
Especially, I think the shittiest part was I had to fight Larry.
Yeah.
Not that it's like bad or anything, but I would very much prefer if me and Larry could meet later in the bracket.
It's kind of like that weird 50-50 feeling where it's like you feel confident because you know his playstyle, so you're going to have a game plan going in, but you don't want to have to fight your friends, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was an exciting match. I knew I could beat Larry.
What was it like playing on that stage, dude? Like, in that crazy-ass packed arena?
I didn't look off the stage until the award ceremony.
Really? That was your coping mechanism?
I did not look off the stage at all. I got like my award and I like looked up and I was like, holy shit.
I bet those lights were probably bright as hell too. Like,
yeah, once my eyes started focusing, I was like, bro, there's no way you're still focusing. Like, there's not that much stuff there. There's no way, dude.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. I never knew that. That's funny. That's a good coping mechanism. I like that, especially if you were you pretty prone to nerves at that time too.
I'm still prone to nerves.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen me at an event?
Yes, I have.
I hate playing in pools.
I know you do.
If you're my round 1 opponent, I probably think you're gonna beat me.
Remember Pounds? You remember Pound this year? I remember you walked up to me or something, and I was like, yo, how's it going? You're like, oh, you know, it's fine. I just drank like 5 Red Bulls. You know, I'm physically shaking, and I think I'm about to throw up maybe, but I'm about to play. And then they're like, Void, sit down right here. And you just look at me, and you're like, good luck. And then I just like 10 minutes later, I just hear, yo, let's go, yo. And I'm like, oh, no. Oh, no, dude. I knew it was coming, man. Oh, shit. That's funny as hell, man. Trust me, I can relate to that one too. So Genesis 3, I mean, that's really what put your name on the map, man. I mean, what was the aftermath of that? Like, how did people start treating you differently, or like, you know, kind of you started getting into the more business side of esports and shit like that? What was that all like, man?
So Genesis 3 actually started a lot. So 2 weeks after Genesis 3, this was when I was like, yo, like, a place like that. So there was PAX Arena at PAX South. 2 weeks after Genesis 3,
yeah,
where they invited a bunch of players. I don't know if there was a bracket. I don't fully remember. I think there was. I don't fully remember. But they were like, yeah, you know, we'll pay for your flight. We'll pay for your hotel.
Dude.
You guys can go to this event for free.
Oh my fucking
and I was like,
God, yeah.
Free?
Wait, I get to go to this gaming convention and play in this invitational, and everything is paid for. I get my own fucking room. Did you get your own room?
I think I roomed with Larry.
Okay.
Which I didn't mind.
Right, like, but you know, you're not in a room with 20 people sleeping on the floor or whatever. Like, fuck yeah, dude, that's so sick, man.
EVO 2015, I think my hotel room literally had at least 18 people. At least.
Bro, I've told myself right now, I'm like, yo, listen, man, if I could like keep up my stream grind and everything that's going on, my goal to myself is that I never ever have to sleep on a goddamn hotel room floor ever again. Like,
you ever seen somebody sleeping in the shower?
Yes, I have. I have.
Smash hotel room stories. If I talk to people from other esports, they're like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, man.
Like,
dude, I've slept in the bathtub. I've slept in the bathtub, dude. I'm not even kidding. I was in a room with D Disciple. You ever room with D Disciple?
No, I haven't.
He's he's a larger man, and he snores.
Oh, I like snoring, so I can't relate.
Have you ever slept next to like a bear snoring? Like, it was literally. I mean, I'm not even kidding, dude. It was, and then Sylvanas, who also snores. They were snoring on alternate, like rhythms. So it was one then the other, one then the other. There was no break ever, and I'm literally sleeping on the floor in between the two beds, like. And I'm just like, and I'll never forget, me and my other friend, we sat up. It was just the middle of the night. We had no one had said a word for like 30 minutes. We sat up and just looked at each other, and we were just like, dude, our lives are fucking trash, man. Like, we have to get better at this game. We can't keep doing this. And so I wake up D-Disciple, and I'm like, look, man, I'm sorry, bro, but there's just no way I can go to sleep. Like, like, what should I do, dude? And he's like, you ever sleep in the tub before? He's like, I'm telling you right now, take a pillow. It ain't that bad, bro. It ain't that bad. So I'm like, all right, man, shit. So I just like go into the. It was way better. It was way better, but that was a good time, man. That was and then you got pools at noon, and good luck, have fun, buddy. Is this the life y'all want?
It's the life we have.
It's the life.
Sometimes it be like that.
It do, man. It do. I think like a lot of the time I just end up, whenever I'm telling myself like I don't want to practice or some shit like that, or like I'm just like, oh yeah, man, like it is what it is. I just think to myself,
about sleeping in the tub.
I think about sleeping in the tub, dude. I think about. I mean, I went to CEO 2016 when I was 16 years old, pretty much by myself with $30 to my name. And then,
how are you buying food in Florida?
Bro, I went to Wawa every day, $5 subs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then the last day I was like 6 cents short or something, and I just went up to, like, and there's no sales tax in Florida, so it's like the price of the food is exactly what it cost. So I went up to some random lady and I was like, yo, do you got 6 cents I could have? Just some random mom or something, right? She was like, oh, honey, just let me cover it. Just let me cover it.
Oh.
And I was like, all right, thank you so much. But yeah, man, like, that is the grind, bro. That is the grind. So, and I think the reason why we're talking about this is because it's important context for that first moment when you get flown out,
Yeah.
and you get to like do that. That's something that I'm still, hoping to experience one day, but I can imagine, dude, that's sick, man. In that tournament, I mean, we don't really got to talk about it because, everything that happened. But I remember watching the sets from that tournament, and it was...
From PAX?
Yeah.
Well...
No, wait, I'm thinking of a different... I'm thinking of Level Up Expo. My bad.
Oh, that's where I got rage killed many times.
Many times.
Anyway, that tournament was where COG approached me.
Oh, okay.
The CEO of COG saw my performance, and he ended up approaching me.
Devin Nash?
Devin Nash.
Yeah.
Malixia,
yup. That's funny as hell. So that's dope. That's dope. What was going through your mind? Because obviously you were a league head, so you...
And COG is my favorite team.
Okay, so that's even better.
So I was just like, there's no fucking way, dude.
Dude, you were just probably on... no pun intended, but you were probably just on cloud 9 at that time. Like,
right?
Shit is going right, you know what I mean?
I just got top 8 at Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
I got second at that tournament, so I made $1,000, bro.
$1,000. Oh my god, hell yeah.
And we went out to this fancy restaurant. If you were on Twitter at the time, you know the meme. We went out to this fancy restaurant. Everybody was like, yo, Void, you just got second. You making that bread? What are you going to get? And I was like, can I just have some fries? And they're like,
yeah,
fries?
that's the most Void.
Steak or something? And I was like, I'll just have some fries and water. Like, I'll be good.
Dude, I remember even when when I picked you up from the airport when you came to the loft and we went to Swenson's or whatever, and I was like, what you want?
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, do they got fries?
Dude.
I'm like, bro. Or did you order that pizza the one night? And I'm like, yo, you want your pizza? You're like, just leave it out. I mean, pizza's good whenever, right? And I'm like, bro, eat, motherfucker, eat. So, going from there, you're starting to make it. There isn't one side to that though that I'm curious about. What was the pressure like? Was there a newfound sense of pressure?
For a while. I mean, even now, like,
yeah.
I think I'm a prideful person. I wouldn't say like I'm super, I think egotistical is the word,
mm-hmm.
but I'm prideful. you know. And I've always had nerves, so especially like there's times where, I mean, everybody has this. You get picked up by a team. It doesn't matter who they are, or you get flown out to a tournament, and you don't really know anyone. But you know, you never want to lose, right?
Yeah, of course.
But there was definitely a whole new pressure. This was when the sagas started happening, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably my favorite time period in Smash.
Yeah.
Like for me,
all the sagas happening.
Oh man, so much fun
One a month
to watch those, man.
And I would say like even nowadays, like there's always a certain type of pressure. But I mean, as somebody, I'm just nervous a lot, so it wasn't anything like new. For me, the pressure outside of the game is very different from the pressure inside of the game, which is why like I tell everyone, I'm like, yo, I'm super nervous. I'm gonna get bodied by this guy, and then I start playing, and it's just
like you're playing the game.
Like, yo, you don't look nervous. You didn't play nervous, and I was like, I'm nervous as fuck. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, but it's kind of like that separation of like, there's a mental state you kind of have, and like there's for everybody, you know, there's different things that work for them. But like, I'm kind of curious what your strategy is. I guess maybe it's just like focusing up and playing through it or whatever. For me, one thing I found recently that kind of helps me from autopiloting or getting lost in my own thoughts is like keeping mindful of the clock in the game. Because for some reason, when I look at the clock and I go, oh, okay, like this much time has passed or whatever, it kind of just resets me, recenters me back and reminds me that I'm like playing the game and not just whatever, pressing buttons or going along with whatever's happening. But did you like, because I mean, it's pretty crazy that you consistently, especially in that time period, continue to perform. I mean,
dude, 2016, I got double digits once.
Yeah, like everything, the sagas, because, Evo, like shit.
I mean, I guess I can actually name drop now because I kind of don't care too much. But Mexico Saga, an unnamed, very good Diddy player, as a piñata got broken. I wanted to grab some candy. My hand got hella stepped on.
Damn.
And I was like, and I looked up and I was like, I don't want to mess with your mentality for the tournament. So I was just like,
oof.
And I was like, somebody stepped on my hand when I was trying to get candy, and my hand's throbbing, and I can't really play. Literally the only time that I got double digits in 2016.
Bro, dude, I remember that is like one of the worst feelings ever is when you just literally can't play. Like,
oh yeah, I SD'd in like both of my sets. Like it was so stupid SDs. Like I've never seen these SDs in my life.
Yeah, I remember one time I tried to, for some reason, me and Cosmos were like in Sylvanas were like fist fighting. I don't really know why. I think I just went up to Sylvanas and I'm like, yo, dude, I bet I could just like beat your ass. And I'm, for the record, I'm like 0-10 against him. This was a regular thing that would happen because what would happen is he would just pick me up and then slam me. The first time this ever happened, he then told me that he was, an all-state wrestler in high school. But this time, I was like, all right, you know what? If Cosmos, I'm gonna try to get Cosmos dragged into this, and let's see what he's got. You know what I mean? So I punched him in the stomach, right? And Cosmos, his normal humans have like a little pouch of like fat in their stomach area. Yeah. Cosmos, it's like a brick wall, dude. It literally felt like punching a wall. And it actually hurt my hand, dude. And I had a tournament the next day, and I was just like, I literally can't play. And people are like, how'd you hurt your hand? I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. Like, and then Cosmos is like, dude, I literally don't understand. Like, how are you hurt? Like, I'm like, you know what? Maybe my fighting days maybe I need to retire.
That was it.
Yeah, I just wanted to win one fight one time, man. But, didn't work out too well. But, yeah, that is a terrible feeling of not being able to play.
Yeah.
That is crazy, man. The sagas and everything, like, you started making a little bit of money in this time.
Oh yeah, and it's not like I'm spending money. Like,
So when did you move into the CLG house?
It was, I think it was the week of SmashCon.
Okay, so it was after Evo.
It was after Evo 2016.
Right.
Which I think I got 4th. Pretty sure I got 4th. This is when I kept getting 4th all the time.
I should know this because this was my favorite tournament of all time. This was the tournament that I actually became your biggest fanboy because I'll never forget it was you versus Kameme, and that combo.
I just destroyed him.
I just remember the first time I ever saw that combo, I just was like, I don't know. It was something about it just made me realize that like this game can be played like this. Like you can do shit like this to your opponents, and that was just. And then after that, it was like I was gone, dude. I was watching all the VODs and everything, man. I was a huge fan, but that tournament was sick as fuck. And then you had the set with Renai.
Didn't I just destroy him? No, it was pretty close.
It was pretty close, but it was only close because Renai did Renai things, but like.
I love fighting Renai. I thoroughly enjoy fighting Renai. Because, like, he's scrappy, dude. And I'm like, oh, you want to be scrappy? I was like, I want to be scrappy. Or just...
Can you believe that there's probably a significant amount of people in both of our chats right now that don't know who Renai is?
Somebody earlier asked who Renai was, and my heart sank a little bit.
Isn't that crazy,
dude?
I
was going to bring it up, but I was like, I just can't. I saw him at... I think I went to... It was either I went to Japan during Ult... I think I went to Japan during Ult, and I ended up seeing him.
That's
he
really
was
cool.
just like there.
Yeah, he was just chilling. Do you know what's going on with them? Because it seems like it's just a bunch of hearsay. Nobody really knows. Like,
I don't know the specifics.
Yeah,
so I can't.
Because at first it was like a few months, and then it was like a year, and I'm like, yo, are they just done? Do they just have full-time jobs? Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, because I'm like, I want to see these dudes play, man. Like, these are some of my favorite players, and they're just like Earth. Earth was sick, bro. I really liked Earth.
I do not want Earth. Come back.
And play with this pit? Are you kidding me, dude?
Yeah, I already had trouble with the last pit. Like, no.
Bro, the tables have turned quite a bit in that way too. Oh man. All right, so that's Evo moved into the CLG house. I mean, you know, I know a little bit about the CLG house, and you know, I know it wasn't necessarily the greatest experience ever, but was it an improvement?
I thought it was great.
You thought it was great?
A big thing that I didn't like about the SoCal Smash House.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I don't talk about this a lot, so I wouldn't be surprised if like nobody knows. When I got into the SoCal Smash House, I was a relatively unknown Smash player.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the people in the house had bigger brands than me, or they were better players than me.
Mm-hmm.
And within the span of a year, I felt like a lot of people were in the same exact spot, but suddenly, like, I just moved all the way up to wherever I was.
Yep.
And it wasn't that I didn't like the people there, or, like, living there, but I didn't like an environment where I felt like I was stuck in limbo. Even though everybody else was like, we're all practicing, we're all getting better. I just felt like a lot of the house felt like limbo.
The vibe wasn't quite what you wanted it to be.
Yeah, I wanted to focus more on the growth. Both, like, I started streaming as well. I would stream off of Xax's laptop. I'm like, bro, like, could I use your laptop? Just, like,
I remember those streams. Yeah.
I bought a laptop thanks to winning everything at Glitch.
Oh, dude, that's one of my favorite tournaments ever too.
I just won everything.
Nick Riddle got smoked. That was so much fun to watch, man.
That tournament was also when Let's Go Void got a little more popularized, because we would say it at the house, but I was the only West Coast player at an East Coast tournament. Like, I need to cheer for myself.
That's right. I remember you did just like yell that.
Yeah, and everybody was like,
"Dude,
this guy's nice. Like, he cheered for himself."
I remember you would do shit like that, and everyone would just be like, "That's
cool." Just like, all right.
Oh, that's funny, man. That's cool though. Yeah, you were. I mean, did you have your own room at that house, like initially?
No.
Yeah, because it was always somebody new coming in, right?
Well, it was mainly like mainly Nakat.
Yeah.
Mainly Nakat. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, Nakat wasn't always there, so eventually it kind of sort of was just my room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was really nice though to like, and I know that you guys had like a cook and stuff, so you were getting like.
Oh yeah, dude, Andrew, I love Andrew.
How was like
a lot of the CLG people, like they're all really cool. Honestly.
Yeah.
I had a good experience. I would say I made a lot of friends. I made a lot of people who, like, even nowadays, like, I hope they do well. Like, for example, TSM Valorant, they were on CLG, CSGO, on and off. So I would have breakfast and dinner with them. I'll just talk to them randomly.
That's cool, yeah. Did most people like sit around at like a table to eat together?
We would sit around at a table, yeah.
That's cool.
Except I was like, oh, I'm the only Smash guy here.
Right.
But I also play League.
But you
It was
knew
just
League
super
well
funny.
enough, so
Yeah, it's super funny when it was, I wouldn't say League season, but League season for me. So if you don't know, I play League, like literally nothing but League in pretty much October of every year. So there was a time we had this Halloween party going on. We had a Halloween party going on, and I'm just in my room playing League.
So all the League guys took a break to chill at the Halloween party, but you were not the not League guy playing League.
Yeah. And everybody was like just having fun. A lot of people would like come in and out of the room. I'd be like, oh hey, you're like this player. What's up? I'm like, cool, nice to meet you. I'm Void. I'm the COG Smash guy playing ranked League of Legends. But it was also really funny whenever I just run into our players in solo queue and I'm like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
I'm in the other room.
All right, so that's cool. Yeah, so you kind of had a better living situation, and so things were on the up and up, for sure. And then I guess kind of like fast forwarding a little bit because I don't want to take up too much of your time here. The end of Smash 4, kind of that last year and a half time. It's something I'm really curious to ask you about. Is like, how did your love of the game and your commitment to the game, how did it develop over the course of like that time between when you became kind of like a star player and until the end of Smash 4? Like, did it wane a lot, or like were you kind of consistent, you know?
I hated Bayonetta. Not like hate, but there's definitely some times where I was very upset at Bayonetta.
Oh yeah, and I mean, if you're playing in tournaments going deep 24/7, it's
mad at Bayonetta.
Oh my, and especially in that last year, dude. Holy shit. Yeah. It was just like that character's meta was progressing so fast. There was literally 10 top level Bayos like taking over the game. Ooh, dude, I remember that time especially too, because like if you were like me and like you're trying to be like this Wi-Fi kid because you didn't really have no one else to play with, like I would go to the loft and the only person that would actually be playing Smash would be Tweak. So I would have to play against Tweak's Bayonetta, and then if I wanted to practice when I was at home, then I had to play against Bayonetta's and then Sonic's. It was literally just Bayos and Sonics. Yep. Oh my god, that was such a hard period to be a Smash player.
I was overall like I was pretty okay with it. The only thing for me, which I thought was another instance of fate, to me, the last Smash 4 tournament was Smash and Smash.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
Not because I won, because that was the last Smash 4 tournament until people had their eyes on ult.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah,
the week after, ult got like revealed, and everybody's just that's it.
Because it was like beginning of June. I don't have to like the E3.
Yeah, they're like, I don't have to care about like fighting Bayonetta or getting like grabbed by Zero Suit anymore. Like, screw this.
Yeah.
I was in the same boat, bro. I played Fortnite for like 3 months. I had the time of my life.
Yo, you remember we were playing Fortnite, dude?
Yeah.
I remember you were always had the thermal scoped AR, and you would just sit. You would just sit in the mountains while everyone else is pushing up. You just be picking people off.
Win, dude.
Those are good. Those are pretty good times. That was fun. That was a fun time in Fortnite. I missed that time.
It was.
Because shit got stupid real quick after that.
Oh yeah. And the skill level, I still like Fortnite a lot, but there are a lot of like very weirdly silly things.
Have you ever touched Warzone?
I haven't. I watch Charles play a lot.
Dude, it is.
But I haven't played yet.
It is one of the most fun BRs to like, mostly because the skill gap is not ridiculous.
Oh yeah, Fortnite. You fight somebody better than you, you're done.
Oh my god.
Fortnite's the melee of shooters.
Yeah,
that's like dude. That's the way I think of it.
It pretty much is. That's true.
Literally, be ridiculously good at so many mechanical things.
It's like the melee of shooters, but then items are also on.
Yeah.
Like it's like got the jank RNG-ness of items plus the skill ceiling of melee. That game started driving me crazy.
Crazy thing is, even with as much RNG as it has, Fortnite has a lot of consistency.
That is true.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize it because they're like, random item spawns, random spawn locations. If you're a monster at Fortnite, you just power past that.
Yeah, I always wondered what it was like to be a monster at that game. Like,
I played scrims when the West Coast scrim servers were starting up. It's fucking hard, dude.
Yeah,
the game is so hard.
Oh yeah, and the amount of patience and like awareness and like oh dude, that especially when you're just in like that last kind of circle. There's 60 people alive. Everyone's in a box. Like you have to move and edit your way through.
You have to move. You have to pick people off while you're moving. You have to not get picked off while you're moving.
It is crazy.
It's rough.
For sure.
It's rough.
That's like something where it's
Yeah.
like those guys get paid like absolutely nobody's business, but at the same time, like I don't think I could just pick it up and just start making thousands of dollars in like a few months. Like
You gotta commit. You gotta commit a lot. You gotta lab a lot. You gotta get good aim, et cetera, et cetera.
for sure. Okay. One topic that we haven't really touched on that is something that I'm very, very curious about, you know, as a streamer / player myself. You know, this is obviously a huge part of your life for the last like few years, you know, 4 years or however long it's been at this point. What was it like starting to develop that stream and like starting to like kind of try to pick your priorities and stuff you wanted to do? Like
this is a hard.
It is so
question.
hard. I know it is. It's hard to even ask a question about it.
If I had simply decided to not really stream and
Oh my
just go to
God.
locals instead, right? I would probably just be making like ridiculous amounts of money based on like how much I would win the locals. Like there'd be times where I would stream instead of going to a local, maybe get like 10 subs. And I'm like, bro, if I got first at this local, because fucking SoCal local, I probably could have got like $200 something.
Yep.
But instead, I got like, you know.
Yep.
But
I know.
There's been a lot of highs and a lot of lows in the stream life.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But the main thing for me, I know I've always known, even if for me, even if my stream isn't doing good, or if, you know, the viewers aren't coming in because other people are streaming and they'd rather watch them, or I don't think I'm entertaining, or I don't think my content's entertaining, or, you know, I have to stomach this one guy in chat because I just need the followers right now and the average view count. Like, bro, there's so many like highs and lows when it comes to streaming.
Bro, you're speaking to me right now, bro. You're speaking to me.
Yeah. I know for me, I've always, even in like the earlier days, I would say like, it's not that I want to be a streamer more than a competitor. Don't get me wrong, but I've always wanted to like just have a good stream, have a big stream, be able to stream and hang out with people. And for me, that ended up being me sacrificing locals, me sacrificing growing my own local scene.
You're like scared. You're giving me anxiety right now because like, you know, before quarantine, like it was just, I had really no choice but to go to locals to be able to afford rent and to be able to like, you know, make a living. But after quarantine, I mean, my stream has grown so much in these last like few months, and like, you know, I've been able to like start making a pretty decent living off of this. And like, when it comes back, dude, when these tournaments come back, it's gonna be really tough, man. It's gonna be really tough to make that decision.
Even like, for me, I'm like, bro, I can't like stream on weekends if there's a major, right?
Right. Yeah.
And it's very hard to juggle being a competitor and a streamer just in general.
Dude, for sure, man. And especially if you are a competitive ass person and a streamer.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's one of the hardest things I think people that really aren't streamers don't really know about. For me, personally, I find the hardest thing about streaming is, like, the worry about, okay, who's live at what time, and when am I going to try to find my place where I fit in, and, like, what time do I like streaming? What time? Oh, wow. So I had this plan, and now this guy is just fucking streaming at this time now. Well, that's cool. Yeah. Like, you know.
You know how many times I've changed my stream schedule to accommodate, like, just being like, yo, this is a time slot that's not taken.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna milk this time slot so hard. And then like 2 weeks later, I go live at the exact same time, and I'm like, why are 5 other people live right now? Like, what the hell?
Dude, and for me, especially when I moved into the loft, and like, it's like there's kind of a hierarchy there, you know, of these guys that have been streaming longer than me, these guys that are bigger than me, right? So it's like they have some priority on what time slot they want. So there's a lot of times where I was doing, you know, midnight to 3 a.m. or even, you know, fucking 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. You know, that was the death slot for a while. You know, I'm sure you know why, but like
everyone's live.
Yes, that shit was.
You know how
impossible.
It feels being a West Coast streamer, dude? You know how annoying it is being a West Coast
I never
streamer?
even thought about that, really.
I have to wait. If I want a stream at like that 5 p.m. slot, I have to be live at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
But now imagine I want to get the slot before your 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Right? So if I want the noon to 5,
which is a great slot.
I gotta stream from 9 a.m. to 2, which I've done it before. Don't get me wrong.
So do you tend to cater towards like the East Coast time Is that kind of how you think of it
I
sometimes?
I used to.
But now you kind of
There's
have some
been
more
so many
freedom.
points. Well, there's just been so many points on streaming. Like a great example, when I started streaming Fortnite for 3 months, was that a good decision? No.
Hell no.
Could I have just kept streaming Smash? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even like when I played like Mad Valorant for like the past 2 to 3 months, was that like a good decision? No. But was it a decision where I'm just like, yo, fuck it? Because at the end of the day, you never know, man.
Yeah.
You never know.
That is
One
true.
thing
That's
that
true.
I think about a lot, if I'm live and somebody else is live and I get less viewers, bro, I'm still getting viewers. I still got like a good chunk of people that want to watch me. And at the end of the day, like you could get hella mad more viewers. And when you do get that chance, you should try to like be like, yo, like let's present myself well, because you could get those people to keep watching you.
Yep.
But like I have so many people nowadays, bro, I'll stream fucking Clock Simulator.
You've reached that power level.
Bro, yes,
Dude.
And a big part of it
Yeah.
is like there are times where you definitely want to focus on growing your stream, but to me, I feel like you never want to get lost in the numbers.
Yep.
I feel like you want. Don't get me wrong. I want good numbers. I want good viewership. I want good sub count. I want more followers.
Of course.
I want to be able to. I want to be able to not literally never look at chat, but like if chat could run itself just somehow,
Yeah.
and just scroll.
You just
super
do whatever
duper mega
whatever the fuck
fast.
you want, and they're having the time
Yeah,
of their life
literally,
in the box.
I can sit here and like do the Macarena and like,
Yeah.
I'm just getting subs. You know, that'd be sick.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, like I think what I'm doing right now is super sick. I think the people that watch me are super sick, and if they would rather watch somebody else, that's fine. Sometimes I change the channel too. You know?
Yeah, man. I like for so long, I mean, this entire last year until maybe like 2 months ago, I was just like this anxious wreck when it came to streaming. Like it was so difficult, and I thought, I've been on Twitch since before Twitch was even a thing, like 2011, Justin TV, like all that kind of stuff. So I thought, just because I knew the culture and I had streamed before in the past and stuff, but I realized that when you're a kid and you're just doing it for fun, it's not quite the same as doing it for a living.
Yeah.
And, I got bills to pay and shit like that. So
Very big difference.
Yeah, for sure. And
don't get me wrong, if I could just sit here, stream RPGs like all the time, that'd be sick.
yeah,
Or if I could just lab, that'd be sick. But
For sure.
it's like you gotta understand that mix
mm-hmm.
in so many things. Like great example, European viewers, they can watch very much easier in early times for me.
True.
West Coast, East Coast time zones. If I want like certain people to watch me, I'll stream X game or Y game. But again, I just
You kind of get past that, right? At a certain point.
yeah. It's so easy to get lost in the numbers. Like I think about it a lot, and I mean like a lot. There's times where I get like 50 viewers just streaming something,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like just so grateful. I'm like, bro, 50 viewers, like that's kind of tight.
Yeah.
And then I remember
For sure,
when I
dude.
first hit like 300 subs. Even now, like if I have over 300 subs, I'm so grateful.
Yeah, man.
Because to me, like 300 subs with the 3-5 split or like whatever split. might
Yeah,
have
you
with
lucky
Twitch,
ass
like,
bitch.
yeah. I was like 300 subs. 300 subs is like a very good amount. Like I can't believe I can make this much chilling at home.
I'm
playing
so
games.
jealous of you all, man. If I only could have started a little sooner. All right, anyways, continue. Yeah.
But like when it comes to that stuff, I feel like there is a lot of like passion that you need to keep in it, a lot of motivation. You got to keep that fire rolling, and sometimes like getting good numbers is motivation.
It is. It is. It's it's so weird because with streaming, man, it's like a completely different process. But I guess if anybody out there is kind of like in a position more like I am, and you went through that, but I'm kind of starting to get to a point now where it's like there's a lot more buzz around me, so it's a lot easier for me to get more viewers. But I kind of had a point where I realized that like, shit, dude, when I was a kid, all I ever wanted was to have more than 30 viewers watching me play a game.
Yeah.
All I ever wanted was to have it so that there was always a chat that was there, always active.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people talking.
Bro,
And, like once you hit that threshold and once you've built that community, and I think building the community has been by far the absolute one of the coolest things.
Right.
I mean, it's like insane. You see these people literally become really good friends with each other, and like you just kind of like were able to make that happen just by doing your thing. And the amount of people that are just like grateful enough to support you monetarily or even like
Bro,
like,
you're just
why,
watching.
dude? Why the fuck would you give me money? Like, you don't
Watching the stream,
Yeah,
even
dude.
just like typing in chat,
Even just
like
typing
I'm
in
like,
chat.
yo,
Yeah, man, it's crazy, dude.
yeah.
It's kind of like I feel like when you get lost in the numbers game, right? It's you kind of lose that personal connection part.
Exactly.
And recently, the number one thing that's changed for me is like I've been way more active in my Discord, you know, reaching out to people, like having kind of like more like it feels like kind of like a community of friends now rather than people that are just charitable enough to be here. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, yo, this is where people like hanging out. You know, we do our thing, we have our jokes, we have our shit. Like
High key, last night
it's a lot more
I
fun.
was gonna stream Valorant last night, but I just decided I was just gonna show in the Discord. Recently, like Discord has the video call thing. There's times where I'm just in the Discord with the homies.
Yep.
We're just playing Valorant. We just turn our webcams on. We're just talking shit the whole time. And I was like, I'm just not gonna stream. I'm just gonna do the.
Yeah, man, and it's cool, dude. I don't know. It's so hard to describe. It's just something that, you know, like a year ago. I mean, you know where I was a year ago. You know what I mean? And the fact that I can, like, the fact that I have every single time I turn on my stream, like, I have a certain amount of people that go in there instantly, no matter what. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't even matter what I'm doing, but like, these people just are always in there. If I'm in the Discord, it's always active. It's just shit blows my mind, man. I mean, it's literally been my dream since I was a little kid to be the two things I always wanted was to be a professional gamer and to be a content creator. The two things I always wanted since I was a kid. So
it's super easy to like lose sight of that when you get caught up in the numbers.
100%.
Don't get me wrong. Again, like you got to pay the bills. You want to make this like a profitable thing.
Of course, yeah.
But
I mean, at the end of the day, like, you know, making money off of
more
things
than
is
a job.
Yeah, for sure. It's like there's a point, you know, for me personally, you know, I was very lucky to have supportive parents, and there's nothing I would love more in the world than to be able to hand them a fucking credit card one day and just be like, don't worry about shit. It's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, I think I just like have been learning how to enjoy this process that I'm in right now a lot more. And I think to anyone out there that's listening to this, that's, you know, maybe potentially trying to be a streamer one day or anything like that, it's so easy to like say these kind of things that we're saying right now, you know what I mean? But when you're caught up in that day to day, like you're trying to make that decision, like I need to dedicate X amount of time if I want to take this seriously, and that means I have to like cater towards getting some viewers, and I have to try to get some subs, and you know,
he's fucking off.
He's tight.
He's speaking fast.
Preach it, Termy. Preach it. Yo, Termy had a stream though, he wouldn't have any of these problems, bro. He would have. I would tier 3. I mean, let's be real.
He still doesn't have any of these problems.
He doesn't, dude. His life is great. He's got a whole castle to run around in now, huh?
Don't bark at me. He does.
But yeah, man. I mean, that's congrats on the new house, by the way.
Thank you.
How's that been?
It's really nice.
I'm glad because
I have a stream area specifically. So one thing I think I did really poorly within like the last 2 to 3 months was I didn't have quality time. All my time was just grinding. A quality time, like it's like, yo, it's me time. Grind.
Yep.
Like we in there.
That's kind of the state that I'm in right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's fine with like a stream grind, I guess. But like it was literally just like wake up, grind, sleep, wake up, grind, sleep. And I have a specific area where I'm like, I'm gonna stream here, and then if I'm done streaming, turn off the light, turn off the setup. I have another setup in my room. So
you have a bedroom and a stream area.
Yeah.
Dude, I want that so bad one day. That is sick. I like
Look
that
at all
a lot.
the things in my stream area, dude.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I like the
great.
water cooler. That's a good idea. I like that.
That's weird.
But yeah, man, congrats on the new house though, to you guys, for real.
Thank you.
I hope I get to come visit one day after, you know, all this shit is over. But yeah, man, I mean, real quick, I think, you know, the last thing I want to do, I'll let you go soon here, but I have some viewer questions, all right, from the Colinies Discord. It's a little thing we do where I have a channel in there for questions people have for the podcast guests. And so, yeah, man, let me get into a couple of these because I think we have some pretty interesting ones. First one is coming from my man, Cyan Boy. And he says, how has this year affected your future self in terms of performance and mental state? What did you learn this year so far that you can carry with you for your future? Deep question right there.
Shit. Let me think. I actually have really good answers to this. This is gonna
You
be
want me
like
to
the
condense it a
shittiest
little bit?
thing. No, no, no,
Okay,
no.
okay.
It's pretty much like, I mean, what happened this year? You know, a big thing to learn. There was a lot to learn.
Oh
This year's
yeah,
been pretty fucked
I've
up.
always said like this has been the year of like the hardest fucking lessons, like
Yeah.
nonstop.
So the worst lesson in my opinion, which kind of makes me feel like I'm getting older. Life goes on,
Yeah.
which kind of sucks. But I mean, I've been thinking about it here and there. I'm like, bro, like shit's happening, but um, as long as we get through it, as long as we're safe, that's like really important. Like I called my dad, telling him about all the stuff that happened in the Smash community because I was
Hmm.
like, hey man, like I know you don't know anyone really, but I just want to tell you about what happened.
Yeah.
And literally, he was just like, "Are you involved in like any of this?" And I was like, "No, like I haven't done anything." And like I'm not asking you to trust me. I'm just saying like I'm not involved in anything.
Hmm.
And he was like, "So like, is anyone in your house involved in anything?" And I was like, "No, we're good." And he was like, "What about that person?" He was talking about Charles, who's the person that he moved in with, who had the wife. I was like, he's fine. Like we're okay,
Hmm.
And he was like, okay, like, and then he's like, lastly, like, are you okay? Like, are you gonna like be okay? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, okay, like that's all I care about.
Hmm.
And I was like, wow, like that's so interesting because to me it feels like my whole world got flipped upside
Yeah,
down.
it's like a
But
outsider's perspective, but it kind of
yeah,
gives you a little bit of perspective of like, when we're in our own bubble, right? Like we're in the
yeah,
bubble, the Smash community, we've been here for so long, like how big these things can seem, but I think that is something that comes with getting older, like you said, and just maturing as a person is like once you've gone through a certain amount of life experiences that have been really, really tough, you kind of realize that like eventually things are going to be okay and you're going to
yeah,
learn from it and you're going to grow from it. And the more and more you go through shit, it's kind of like the one positive side of having a lot of
yeah.
bad shit happen to you is like the better you get at learning
You
how
just keep
you deal
growing,
with
dude.
it. Yep. And it just makes you a stronger person in the end. So
So good.
yeah, man,
But
I agree with that for
um,
sure.
even with that, I guess another thing, you never know what's gonna happen, which is COVID stuff. Just make sure you're
Dude, this kind
prepared
of was like
and
the
make sure
first
you're extra
year, right?
prepared.
Like, do you
My
like?
dad has never gone through anything like this before.
Yeah, man. Like, I swear, like, I just remember being a kid and like people always say like, oh yeah, this year made us not feel invincible anymore or whatever. And it sounds kind of cliche, but like, dude, I just remember being a kid and like bad things would happen in the world, and I'd just be like, well, my life's not gonna change at all. Like,
Yeah,
I'm chilling. Like, it sucks that
here
that
it
should
is,
happen,
dude.
but yeah, dude, no, like, wow. Even to this day, it's still hard to even like wrap my head around like
Right.
what the fuck is going on. For sure.
The main things I guess I learned, because I mean, I even like the past 2 months for me, 3 months have been really rough.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your homies in check. Tell your loved ones you love them, and there's a lot out there. You might not feel like you have like some type of a support system, but maybe you're just not like exposing yourself to it. Maybe you're the one like keeping it off. But there are people out there that love you,
Yeah,
and
man.
there are people you love.
Sometimes you
You
got to
know,
take the step of asking. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like for a lot of people, especially if you're friends, like if you don't have like a friend that's like super extroverted in the way that they're going to reach out to you, like sometimes you just need to take that first step to like talk to somebody that cares
Oh
about you.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean I don't do that almost ever. Mainly like I don't message people often. Um,
is it just like a not liking putting that burden on somebody else type of
it's
thing?
it's not even that. It's I mean, let's I left Hawaii, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
left a lot of my loved ones behind, which will that always sucks. Like it
Yeah.
sucks a lot to me.
It's a huge
And even
sacrifice.
then, like I had to just focus so hard on Smash for so many years that I feel like I just lost that part. Like I
Mm.
was like I even like a great example, one of my roommates, I hope he doesn't mind if I share this, but he he was like, he didn't really know if I considered him friends. And I hear this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wait, like to me, I feel like you're really cool. I feel like we talk a lot. Like I feel like we're friends, but I would never like put it out there. I would never be the person to message. I would never like hold like deep conversations. Like I was very just like, hey, what's up? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
cool. All right, see ya. And like that's about it. So it's kind of like this year for sure. Like just like it kind of taught me like there are people out there. There are people that care a lot about you. There are people you care a lot about. Just make sure you express it. And yeah, like if people are trying to show you that they love you, like there's nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, one thing I just kind of want to put out real quick too is like if you are someone that has trouble talking to people in your life and you kind of feel like it's because you don't want to put that burden on them, or you don't want to like put that stress on other people, I cannot stress enough how important and helpful I think therapy can be for that kind of situation. Like if you're in a situation where it's like you may have an issue with people and it affects everyone in your kind of circle and stuff, like that is what therapy is made for. You can go and talk to somebody about your problems who is professionally trained to help you and also is not involved in your life in any way at all. So yeah, don't be afraid to do that.
Pure outside perspective.
Yeah.
Funny thing, or I guess it's not funny, just random thought. I was in therapy when I was in high school for about 2 weeks. Talked to the therapist, and he's like, "Hey man, like, what's up?" And I was like, "Yeah, like I'm depressed." And he's like, why are you depressed? And I was there with my mom because I was still a minor, and I was like, her. My mom's like, what do you mean her? Like, you gotta tell him like, why are you depressed? And
no, you did not do that. Holy shit!
Of course, like, I was just being real. I was like, she's the reason I'm depressed, right? And then the guy, God. he's like, yeah, like, why are you here? Like, come on, you can tell me. And then my mom turns to me, and the guy's just like. Like he's looking at my mom, and he just locks eyes with me, and as soon as that happened, I was like, he's a homie, he knows.
Oh my God!
And everything else my mom said, I was like, I already understand. Like I don't have to explain any further. It was so funny,
dude. This is like that sounds like a scene from like a fucking Netflix like original series of like some kid that turns into a superhero soon or some shit. Like that's funny.
It was so funny. Oh, but okay. I just wanted to say that.
I'm glad you did. That was funny. All right, my next one. I actually have a couple from this guy. He asked a few really good questions, so I wanted to get him in there. His name is Saigo, and he asked, "How did you find the drive to improve, and what drives you to win?" Because this is like a pretty fundamental question, but it is something I find really, really interesting, man, because where does that drive come from at its root? It's tough to pinpoint, but if you have any ideas, I'm interested.
This is gonna sound, I mean, I've said I'm prideful before. Like I do have pride. It's weird. I don't have like confidence in myself or like who I am per se, but I'm prideful. Like if I'm like, bro, like I don't want to lose. I don't even want to win. A lot of my drive comes from I don't want to lose.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the number one main motivator for me in literally anything in life is just fun.
Really?
That's it. Yeah.
Dude, you remind me so much of a friend of mine, man. You remind me so much of fucking Cosmos ZR, dude. You guys are really similar. Holy shit.
But if I want to do something, I tell people this a lot because I guess I'm kind of hard to read. But if I want to do something, I'll do it. If I don't want to do something, I'm not gonna do it. If I find something really like fun and enjoyable, I'll keep doing it. Like that's like my number one motivator. I just really like improving. I think improving in games is really fun. I think high key I'm addicted to improving.
Oh yeah.
I enjoy seeing
Dude, you're an improvement junkie if I've ever seen one. I can tell for sure. But that's a great trait to have. I mean, it's kind of a weird trait to have because it's like this like you're never just satisfied.
Yeah.
Like
there's never like an end goal. Like I made it to this point. Like bam, I'm done. But I think that's cool.
What would you like if you ever became like an undisputed like the undisputed best player in the world, like dominant? How do you think that you would feel about that?
I would probably find some shit, dude.
You would just...
I always find something random. Like there's when I do like random super sick, amazing, oh my god, crazy optimal clip number 563, right?
Yeah.
When I do that and I'm just like, I could have done more. Right?
Yeah.
I feel like even if I'm the best player at something, like there's always more.
That's like your little something like that chip on your shoulder that you carry, kind of is like I could always do better.
Yeah. Which don't get me wrong, it's not that like, hey, I'm bad, or it's more so I would want to do better.
Yeah.
Which I just think that's cool.
That is cool. That is very interesting, man. That is.
Yeah.
I that's something. I think that might be a question that I might even ask every guest I have on here from here on out, because I want to know like other people's perspectives on this, because I remember there was a time where I like sat down with Hack once where I was like really struggling in Smash and like really trying to figure out how I felt about like being a content creator versus a player and stuff like that. And he like asked me, he's like, so why do you want to win? Or like, what is your drive? And I was like, BRB, I need to go meditate in the mountains for like 3 months and figure out what the fuck I'm doing with my life. Why am I here? And eventually I've, you know, come closer to understanding the fact that like personally I just really love competition, and I really love the fact that I can get we have like a structured way like in a game with defined variables and like things like that where it's like you can improve and see yourself improve and stuff like that. I really enjoy that, and I really enjoy taking what I've learned and trying to share it with other people and like teach it in a way that is like relatable, digestible. Yeah. Like, you know, it resonates with people. There's nothing. That's why I'm doing this podcast in the first place. Cause I want to have conversations that resonate with people. You know what I mean? That make someone feel some type of way. I don't ever want my content to just be like, someone's like, oh yeah, this is it. You know, I do this. Like, you know, I play the game. I have my cam. Yeah. Like I want it to be something where people are like, damn, like, they walk away inspired, or maybe they walk away pissed off or something. I don't know, but I want them to feel something. You know what I mean? Next question from Saigo2, and I have to ask this one because this is another one that I'm very curious about. And he asks, have you ever felt like you hit a skill ceiling? If so, how did you push past it? I'm very curious about this.
I might be the worst person to ask this question.
I want to know your answer, regardless of what it is.
To put it into perspective, this is kind of going to be the gist of what I say, but you ever get ledge trapped for like a whole stop?
Yes.
So there's times where when that happens, I literally just press random things. Not like, oh, you know, I'm going to press this time, then I'm going to press that time. No, like I'll be on the ledge and I'm just like, my X is set to grab. I have no idea what grab will do. I just press X.
That's funny.
Like, all right, I'm on the ledge this time.
What does it do? Get up attack, I guess, right?
It does. I think it depends on the game.
Okay, that's funny.
But it did get up attack before.
Uh-huh.
But if I ever feel like I hit a wall, and this is kind of, I guess, my own roots coming into play. Where I lived in Hawaii, we didn't have many resources. It's very easy to hit these types of walls.
Had to be resourceful, yeah.
You know, I kind of the first thing I do is I ask anyone for advice.
Dude, you and Cosmos are so similar.
Yeah, I ask my round one pool opponent for advice. I ask Twitch chat.
Were you always that way?
Yes, because I feel one thing I guess I kind of learned growing up is there's not a lot of things, or don't get me wrong, there's a lot of things that you can do, but there's not a lot of things you can do without help.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't say shamelessly ask people for help, but if I feel like I need help, I'll just ask somebody, you know?
Dude.
I'm like, hey, you probably have a perspective that I don't have. Like, if me and you are looking at the same exact thing, we are not experiencing the same exact thing.
Yep. 100%.
So as long that's a big reason why like I even have my DMs still open today. Sometimes somebody just will DM me this random godlike piece of advice, and I'm like nobody's ever gonna know that like you're the one that told me this. But,
so I gotta say, I guess like I am probably for the majority of my life always been the exact opposite.
You don't ask anyone.
Never, and it's like, or even if I did ask people for advice, which like physically hurt me to do. Like, I mean, I lived in a house with two of the best players in the world and still would not, like...
It's hard. It's actually hard.
Yeah, and it was like, and I've thought about this for so long, you know, like, what is it that's been holding me back? You know, what is creating this ceiling above me? And I realized that the number one thing is it's purely ego, dude. And it's not wanting to accept the fact that it's okay to get advice from other people. And even if I would, because it's like someone like Cosmos, someone like Tweak, someone like you, I would respect you guys enough to seek out your advice, but I wouldn't allow myself to fully, like, I don't know, like, digest it. Like, there's always some point of contention there. Instead of like, oh yeah, this guy told me this, let me do this. It's like, all right, well, this guy told me this, now let me sit here and think for 2 hours about what that really means and things like that. You know what I mean? Like, I always just overthought shit and things like that. And I noticed because Cosmos is absolutely the exact same way. I mean, he is like the number one, like, if he doesn't know how to do something or he wants to get better at something, he has no issue asking people for help. And then he just does what they say, and then it just works out. And, like, you know, it's something I've talked about a lot with him recently. And, like, as I've tried to, like, get past this, and I'm glad to say that I have been getting past this a lot. And I don't think it's a big coincidence, but at the same time, my results in Smash have been, you know, even though it is online shit, I can just tell as a player, I just feel so much more. Yeah, it's so much easier to improve right now, because I'll look at my chat and some guy will tell me some random piece of advice, and I'm like, that's fucking genius.
Smart.
Yeah. Dude, shit, I'll go to my mom. Like, sometimes the best people to talk to are people that are not in the game at all, because they will boil it down to its absolute simplest factor that it's really easy to overlook when you're at our point where we play the game for multiple hours every single day, you know?
Yes.
But yeah, so I just basically want to say real quick is, like, if you're someone like me with my experience and you've been a high level player that has never been able to break past that level, you may want to look at your own ego and how that could potentially be holding you back, because it did a number on me for the last, like, 4 years of my life.
For what it's worth, I think I was 16 at the time. This was when I would never open up to people. I would never ask for help. I just pretty much tried to live as solo as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend in high school. I'll always be appreciative for her. But there would be times where, I mean, she knew that things were going on in my life. I knew things were going on in my life. There'd be times where I would try to start opening up, and it would take at least, let's say, like, I'm like, hey, you know, Colin, I need to talk with you about something, but I have a lot of trouble asking. And we would sit there for 2 hours at least,
just
doing absolutely nothing, of me trying to get to the point where I can ask for help.
Dude, those kind of people in your life are, like, the ones that could actually, like, make a huge difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
that's why I just ask anybody nowadays, because I'm like, opening up can help out.
Were you an emotional kid?
I was less emotional than you see on
Interesting
streams.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
I was literally just blank faced, just doing nothing.
I had the same problem, kinda, in a way, but it's funny because mine almost came from the opposite place. Like, I was such an emotional kid that I literally couldn't talk to people because I would not be able to speak without, like, emotions just pouring out. Like, it's weird because it comes from a different place, but it's kind of the same result of, like, not wanting to rely on other people, because you literally don't have the ability to even ask them, or, like, you know, that's tough, man. That is tough. I think it might be part of maturing, though, too, you know? I think maybe that's why it's been easier for me recently to, like, get past this or, like, see this kind of stuff more.
Yeah, you just learn.
And I mean, this year has been I've had to grow up, you know, even more this year than ever. You know what I mean? So
this year's rough.
Yeah, for sure, man. Rough. All right, I got a couple more for you. You. This one is coming from my boy Too Thick Nick, and it's kind of a more specific game question, because we haven't done any of that. That's not really what this podcast is about, but I mean, it's at least worth to do it once, I guess. And he says, what do you initially look for in a character, and what do you dislike in a character? Okay, the way this is worded, what do you initially look for when you're looking to play a character, and what are, like, some things that you dislike that would kind of make you want to not play them?
This goes back into my motivation. If a character is fun, I'm going to play them.
Okay.
I played Smash 4 Roy. I played Smash 4 Mewtwo.
Smash 4 Roy was lit.
I just spammed perfect pivots with Fox. Like, there's no,
your Fox used to piss me off, dude. Your Fox would make me so mad. You used to be doing down tilt
across the stage.
Just be doing so much random shit.
But it's pretty much like, just do I have fun with this character? Just cutthroat. Like, I played Rosalina. Rosalina doesn't seem like a Void character, but I had fun with Rosalina. When I tell people, when I played Marvel 3, I played Morgan. Everybody's like, what the fuck? Like, Morgan, like, all you did was spam Soulfist. And I'm like, but Morgan's tight as fuck. Like, I started playing Dormammu in Marvel 3 because he just looked cool in the opening.
Yeah.
I started playing Sheik because she looks cool.
Oh, yeah.
She just looks cool.
She's cool as fuck.
For me, the only thing is, I'm like, is this character cool? Do I think I'd have fun playing this character? And yeah, that's about it. And if I think a character is lame, I'm not gonna play him. Like, Olimar is lame as shit. Never gonna play all. I'm not. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I don't care if he's clearly the best character in the game. I'm playing another character.
Yes.
I just don't think he's cool.
No fucking chance. Can
The
I say
Pikmin
real
games can
quick?
be amazing.
And can I say
but I'm
real
not playing
quick?
Olimar.
I think it's the best nerf in this game so far. Oh my god, I was so happy when they nerfed Olimar. Oh my god, dude, that month and like that 2-month process where it was just like 1 to 2 Olimars.
Just getting up smashed.
Oh my fucking god, I never forget when you beat who was it, Myron or no, it was Shuton at Genesis, right? Yeah, with Wolf. Oh my
when
god.
Zachary was popping off with Wolf, and I was like, bro, I don't give a fuck.
Dude,
remember the mentality at Apex where I'm like, you don't know me,
right?
You might play with the best Wolf in the world, but I'm a fucking GSM Void. Catch this random dare to dare, like
yeah, man,
back air all the way in the sky. Like,
isn't that
no idea? What
isn't that interesting? Like how much overthinking do we do in that kind of respect? You know what I mean? Like, oh, he plays with Zachary, like, you know.
See, I've when it comes to a lot of players, I know that most of the time I'm the anomaly when it comes to play styles, I guess.
Right.
So I'm like, either you're gonna jam me or you have no idea what's going on.
And sometimes it's even harder to play against somebody's like a character that you know when they play a completely different style. Like sometimes that can be really tough in its own way.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty interesting for sure. I just remember being like, I'm like, dude, he's going Wolf. Like, let's see how it goes. No. And then you won. I was like,
wow, Wolf against Shuton. What an idiot! Void doesn't even play Wolf. Shoutouts to Mr. Escalator, random Olimar I found on East Coast Elite Smash when I was practicing for Genesis. If I did not practice with you, and I told you this after I followed you on Twitter, I was like, if I beat Shuton or DeBuzz, it's all you. I stand by this.
Oh, that's
Thank
lit.
you, Mr. Escalator. He is if I'm not mistaken, he's a New England. I don't know if he still plays Olimar, but he was a New England Olimar. All credit goes to you. Maybe some to DeBuzz, but Mr. Escalator.
Yeah,
DeBuzz also helped me a lot, and then I beat DeBuzz next month.
DeBuzz unfortunately only decides to sandbag against me, hit me up for Wi-Fi 20 times a week, and then play Greninja against me every fucking night. So yeah, shout out to you, Busby. Anyways, last question from a viewer, and this one, you know, is just gonna feed right into my ego. Moonbeam wants to know, what's something that sticks out to you about Colonies' playstyle?
We don't play often.
I know we don't, dude. I know, man.
I can't even think of it.
We don't play at the same times. That's why I feel like a lot of the time, like I usually play when I'm playing. It's like when you get off. I kind of plan my stream a lot of times around when you're not playing Smash anymore.
Valorant.
Yeah. You were like the other day. You're like, oh yeah, I'm about to play Persona. I'm like, all right, I'm about to play Smash. Let's get it.
But yes, I don't have anything off the top of my head, and I'm sure I could figure out something.
Perfect pivot down
quickly.
Smash, dude.
Oh, we're talking about Smash 4?
No, I'm just kidding, but dude,
that's in the list.
I'll never forget when I was playing against False in that one set, and Nakat knew how big of a fanboy I was of you. So you were in the chat for the local or whatever, and you were like, "What the fuck, Colonies? That was sick." And then Nakat like took a screenshot of it and sent it to me, and I was just like, "Oh my god, let's fucking go, dude!" I was so happy. Good times. Thank you for coming on my podcast, man. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, no, thanks for inviting me.
That was a really fun conversation.
It's been like 2 hours. I feel like I've been here for like not that long.
Yeah, I mean, someone was
talking.
asking me like, how long is it going to be? And I'm like, oh well, you know, we usually shoot for an hour, but you know, we'll feel it out and see how it's going. I had a feeling this one was gonna go for a while, and if I don't stop it now, we'll probably just end up talking all night. But that's gonna do it for the podcast, man. I think it was a dope one. Thank you again to Void for watching. Of course, all his shit's gonna be linked in the bottom. If you're not already following him, you know you got to do that, obviously. Shout out to everybody in Void's stream that ended up watching. Shout out to everybody in my stream. Yeah, man. I hope it resonated with you. Where can we
find the podcast release?
If you wanna, it's gonna be up tomorrow at noon p.m. EST. All right, youtube.com/thecolonies. If you come to my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/coloniestv, you will see like it's all linked in there. You can do YouTube, all that good stuff. But yeah, youtube.com/thecolonies. Podcast always comes out the day after. But yeah, man, thank you guys for watching. I hope you all have a great one. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.
Peace.